Boom! Parlay Madness, episode 31. But in reality, episode 1, because as you guys may have noticed, we are going to be streaming from next week from the Parlay Madness Twitter account, not from the lucrative James Twitter account. They've literally just told me you can't go live on Parlay Madness Twitter because you don't have a premium account. So we're going to have to get that sorted. Hopefully some of the donos over the last few months will go towards the $9.99 premium Twitter account. But shout out to everybody in the chat. I know it's a bit late, but we're back in your life, the Parlay Madness gang, and we're going to cash a bunch of parlays, roll up a bunch of pack. And yeah, let's get into it. What's going on, my guys? Zah, how you doing, bro? It's your birthday soon, so everybody wish Zah a happy birthday. This is his birthday card, and we're going to make a lot of money for it. Happy birthday, brother.
Appreciate you, bro. You know, the only thing I want for my birthday is a JDM win. Simple as that.
We're going to get it, bro. And man, JB, you're looking a little bit suave today. You're coming with a fresh fade. The beard's gone. The thumbnail is not really accurate right now, but I'm sure it's not going to take too long to become accurate. How you doing, brother?
I'm so fresh, so clean. You know that song? By Andrade. But I can't play it because if not, we're gonna get copyrighted like we did last week. So y'all just no Diddy, bro. No Diddy. Please, no Diddy.
Yeah, last week we played Rude Boy. Come on, Rude Boy, can you get up? Because Randy Brown cashed us the big bag. And then we got banned, or our show got demonetized or whatnot. So we ain't going to get the $4 that show would have produced, man. So we're hurting out here. So we better make some good bets this weekend. We better make a lot of fucking money. And I guess we can get straight into the card, boys. We'll start from the bottom and go up as we always do. I'll just bring the screen up now so we're here. And then we live. We want it looking like there. That should be good. So yeah, first fight of the night, Katona versus Bekzat Almakhan. Now, Bekzat came in, knocked down Umar early into the fight, got grappled for the rest of the fight. He actually got knocked down, or he knocked down Umar and then got taken down straight off that, which is not a great look in my opinion. It shows the athleticism of Umar. Umar literally shot a takedown from sitting on his ass, which is kind of fucking insane. He got dropped down, sat on his bum, and shot from a seated position. Insane athleticism from Umar Nurmagomedov. And I'm not going to hold too much against him from losing that debut. You know, on the regional scene, he looks decent. He's got some pretty good hands. I think he hits a lot harder than someone like Katona, who's never really damaged too many people with his hands over the course of his entire career. But he's got good cardio. He's a grinder type fighter, so he's going to keep on coming. If you don't put him out, which not many men have, then, you know, he's going to throw his volume out there. He's going to make stuff gritty. He's going to potentially take you to a split decision. I know the last time we was in Canada, Katona fought Garrett Armfield, and I had to go back and watch that one again, and it wasn't pretty because I had bet Katona there, and obviously lost a split decision. I think JB was on the other side, so shout out to JB. That was a great pick there, good underdog pick. And he's at like a similar line now, right? So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about the line personally. I feel like it's probably accurate. I would say that Bekzat is probably around 60% here, just because I don't really see Katona having the wrestling skill set needed to grapple Bekzat for 3 rounds. And I do think that Bekzat hits harder on the feet and probably is a bit more of a technical striker, or at least will win the striking over the course of 15 minutes. But at the same time, man, his UFC debut, he got wiped out basically outside of one drop, and I don't know how he's going to perform at UFC level. You know, it's always hard to judge guys coming in off the regional scene. How are they going to perform unless they massively stand out on tape? When I'm watching tape on this Bekzat guy, I'm not like, this guy's not a world beater. I'm not looking at him going, yeah, he's going to make a big run in the UFC. So I'd rather just take this fight as some information, find out how good he really is, because Katona is going to test you, man. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see if you guys have a stronger read, because I definitely don't have one. JB, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I'm having a tough time trying to bet this one because I don't want to take Almakhan because I just don't have enough info on the guy. Like he's fighting on carpets in the middle of nowhere, and while the guy clearly has some skill on film, it's just hard to gauge his level versus this type of competition. On the other hand, I've never been high on Katona. That's why I faded him with Garrett Armfield. I mean, he didn't even get the finish against Jesse Butler, and that's just an indictment of your finishing ability at the UFC level, in my opinion. So the guy can't finish a sandwich. The more dangerous fighter for me here clearly is Bezka Almakhan. I actually find it kind of crazy. This guy Katona submitted Bryce Mitchell in round 3, knowing how good Bryce Mitchell's jiu-jitsu is, and he wasn't able to get Jesse Butler out of there. So kind of weird that, he tried to finish that fight, and just makes me feel like the finishing upside here is all on the Bezcat side. I believe his only loss came via choke. It was back in 2020. I know the guy's improved leaps and bounds since then. Now he's at the UFC level. He's gotten the UFC jitters out of the way. I mean, he had probably one of the toughest UFC debuts of all time, maybe the toughest UFC debut of all time, in Umar Nurmagomedov, who could still be a future champion, could even be the champion right now. So not many people make their UFC debut against people like that. I mean, I could think of a few like Arman Sarukian, but that wasn't even at the time when Islam was like on his peak, right? This guy fighting Umar at like the highest level. So I got to give props to him, and I think this is a winnable fight versus a guy. But the thing with Katona is he's super durable. It's hard for me to pick a over-under because I know Bezcat does have the ability to finish him. He's probably one of the most dangerous strikers Katona's fought so far in the UFC. I lean Bezcat here. I've never been really high on Katona. I don't like the odds, and I don't like the odds for the over-under here. So for me, this is probably going to just be a pass.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Can we get some odds up for the over and under? Because I really feel like this one's just going to be a decision, man. I know the odds are not good, though. And do I want to force it? What? Wow. Oh, sorry. That's Jose Aldo, which is another wow to have a -400.
Yeah, another wow. Hold up. Let me zoom in. Sorry.
-285 and -325. That's what it looks like.
Man, I gotta say, like 75, 80%, it goes over 2.5.
I was gonna say at least 75%. It's going.
Yeah. I think so. But maybe that's what I mean. I don't have a good read. Dude,
yeah, it's just I feel like it's tough to know because Bezcat really hasn't had like a fought like a super durable, well-rounded dude with good cardio who's gonna like press a high pace. Like most of his fights in the regional scene are like lower pace where he ends up finishing the guy late. But he is like super athletic, hits really hard. So I feel like he's gonna have the bigger moments on the feet. But I do think it goes the distance at least 75% of the time. So maybe not a ton of value, but I don't hate the ghost distance.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Are you going to be good to write down the odds still?
Yeah, I can write that down. What, you want to write something down?
Yeah, let's just write the over in the GTD just so I have it in there. I might add it. We'll see.
Hey, we got some hitters in the chat today, baby. It's good. My guy Dravey in the building.
There we go.
My guy Dravey in the building. Looks like, yeah, I remember that one.
Dravi's going to this week's event, so hopefully you enjoy it, bro.
Hey, you read this one?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I had to upgrade my friend circle. You know what I mean? I couldn't be associating with stoners who just sit on their porch smoking weed. I read that comment the other week and I was like, nah, man, I got to sort it out. So yeah, I'm glad you noticed.
Oh shit!
Are we good on this one, or
I passed personally, so this is all up to him.
I don't like finish only, to be honest, because at the end of the day, Brad will fucking push a pace, and I don't know much about Bezcat. I know he's survived against Umar. Doesn't mean he's 100% going to survive against anyone he fights. So I personally don't like that. I'd rather play the over because then I don't think it does push. I think you cash it, and it's a similar-ish line. Or maybe even the GTD at a similar line. So I'd much rather play that personally. Yeah.
I thought about playing the Katona round 3 sub, but after he couldn't finish Jesse Butler, it's just like, bro,
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. Like, if he was going to bet it, surely bet something like that, or like bets at KO or something like that. So yeah, that's it. That's really it. Just the over, I reckon. We can move on.
Yeah, I will be parlayed it, but yeah, I'm cool with it.
Now this is a banger. We're getting a little bit of a could be a snoozer. I don't think it'd be necessarily snoozer the first fight, but kind of snoozer. Now we're getting an absolute banger. This is a great fight. Daniel Willie Santos taking on Jung the Korean Tiger Jung Lee. Jung the Korean Tiger Lee. I don't know if this guy's going to show up to the fight. Daniel Santos, multiple times he's pulled out. Now, obviously, he's moving up to 145. So you would assume that now he finally shows up because the fights that he didn't show up for was 135. So I guess it's a weight issue. But at the end of the day, I don't really know because I don't speak Portuguese. I can't read the Brazilian media, and I don't really know the issues to why Daniel Santos has pulled out of like 4 fights. Is it always the weight? I don't know, man. And it's not like he's missing weight on the scales. That's why he's pulling out. He's pulling out like a few days before the fights and stuff, and then the day of or the day before. So I don't know, man. Maybe he's botching a weight cut. Maybe it's something else. So I think it's tough to trust him in general. Moving up to 145, I think is a big talking point here. Weight is not always a big talking point. Sometimes it is. And I think here it is. The reason is because Daniel Santos, his style, right, is pressure, get in your face, shoot box. I mean, he's a blonded Brazilian who fights in shoot box. They've all got the exact same style. They all look up to Charles Oliveira like he's God, and they just copy his style. The issue is none of them are as good as Charles Oliveira, so it doesn't really translate. We've seen it with Felipe dos Santos, Daniel Santos, and a bunch of these other guys. Santos is going to war with John Castaneda, who doesn't really go to war with many people because he doesn't have the power to be in a war. He's more of a grappler. And then, he's getting easily beat by Julio Arce on his debut. So, yeah, I don't know, man, because I feel like Junyoung Lee is a big fucker. He's going to be a lot bigger than Daniel Santos here. And I feel like if you got a shoot box style, you want to pressure, take punches, and then eventually drown them, right? Or, get them in a wild scramble and catching them in something. I think that's possible. Wild scramble and he catches onto a guillotine, maybe a wild exchange and he catches him in a pocket. But I think if you're going to walk forward and take damage as your primary skill set to get your own damage off against someone who's way bigger, who's potentially 10 pounds heavier than you, who's been fighting at 145 his entire career, and I don't think Daniel Santos has been fighting at 145 his entire career. In fact, I don't know if he's ever had a 145 fight. I don't think he has. So I'm pretty sure this guy had fought like a catch weight of 130 or something before. I saw on his Tapology. I can't remember exactly what it is, but Jamie, can you check that? If he had fought at like a 130 or something, I'm pretty sure he fought below 135. I saw on his Tapology when I was looking at it. But
yeah, let me look.
Maybe like earlier in his career or something. And we'll check that in a minute. But like I say all that to say this, the style of taking punches is not fucking ideal against someone featherweight there. Oh, fair enough.
There's one featherweight, 2015 though.
Yeah, what? Any more? Flyweight.
Flyweight's crazy.
That's what I was talking about. That's
crazy.
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
So he's fought at flyweight before, and now he's coming up and fighting at featherweight. Of course, he was young then. Yes, we know that. But what I'm saying is this guy is not big anyway, right? And now he's going to fight a bigger guy with the style to take punches. I don't think you want to take punches from Junyoung Lee, man. I bet him against Blake Builder, and I bet him to win inside the distance. It was annoying that he didn't win inside the distance, but, he cleanly won that fight. He did land some big shots on him as well. Zah, you posted up one the other day where he kneed Blake Builder off the cage and then, was landing shots on him. And I swear to God, if they fight 10 times, I think he lands inside the distance shots a few times in those iterations. So I just feel like it's a bad matchup for Daniel Santos, man. I think he's in over his head, moving up in weight. He's always got a chance to win. These shootbox guys can always win, but I personally believe that Junyoung Lee is going to win the fight. I think he could win the fight like Julio Arce did by outskilling him on the outside and just being a bit too physical to really get damaged, a bit too physical to really get muscled and worn down in the clinch. and worn down with shots because he's just too strong. He can maybe grapple him, clinch him up a little bit, then push him off the cage. And then I think he's got more skill on the feet, so he should be able to outmaneuver. So I think multiple paths to victory for Junyoung Lee on the feet. So yeah, I'm picking him to win. I'll pick him via KO in round 1 or round 2. But obviously, there's always a chance Daniel Santos gets his game off. What do you think is going to happen, JB?
So pardon me if I'm wrong, and I got to watch this back, but I remember Santino saying a story about, and Santino's the coach at Fight Ready, where Junyoung Lee was training for his last fight. And I remember him telling a story about the Hyder Emil fight where, like, his coaches basically was like his brother and his head coach got into an actual, like, fist fight before his fight versus Hyder Emil. So imagine you're going out to fight, and, like, this is your brother, your family, and he's fist fighting with your coach. And it's like a whole crazy story. So if that's true, like, damn, I mean, you're going to have to go out there against Hyder Emil. We saw what he did against Gomez. Yeah, it happens, I think the guy's going to learn some lessons from that. On the other end, you got a guy in Santos who hasn't fought in over 2 years. And if you know Jewish better, activity is most important to me. If you're not doing your job for 2 years, you're going to be rusty. I don't care what anybody says. Even the greats, come back after a long time. There's rare instances, but Willie Cat, he's only got 3 UFC fights as is. Super inactive, consistently out of that ring. It's hard to trust a guy like that, in my opinion. Stylistically, I think it is going to be a pretty good fight. I think Santos, like, at his best, can have chances, but I do believe the size advantage for Lee, the durability, in my opinion, and I know he just got knocked out in his last fight, but historically, he's able to weather the damage. We'll see what happens here. Maybe it was an outlier because of what I had said earlier. I'm not sure if that's the case, but that's something to think about. I like Lee a lot better at plus money, but the market completely flipped on him. He's now a favorite. And, in the past, I've bet on this guy where massive amounts of money has come on him, and I won. I bet him against Blake Builder. You know what he was there early in the week? He was like minus 120, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the absolute steal, and he didn't even look like that fight was a problem at all. I think the kid has potential. I want to see where he's training at right now. I believe he's in Korea. I don't know if he's back at Fight Ready, but hopefully he's gotten all those things fixed. Hopefully his head is in the right place here because I've thought this kid has had talent since the beginning of his career. Even the fight where he lost that like split decision, he got controlled a lot. That could maybe be a path for Santos to try and grapple here, get on top, but he got up every single time in that spot. I actually thought he showed a lot of good takedown defense in that spot against, I believe it was it Long Zhao or what? How do you Iza? I think is the guy's name. Well, I actually think that guy's wrestling's kind of decent, so I think he'll be able to defend takedowns from Willie Cat here, and I wouldn't be shocked if he re-sweeped him and got on top, just with size alone. So yeah, give me Junyoung Lee here. I like the Tiger.
Yeah, I remember going into that Yizar fight. I was like, these two are the prospects from road to UFC. Whoever wins this fight is the legit prospect in the UFC. And I bet on Yizar plus 200. Good bet. But Junyoung Lee definitely showed me something because,
great bet.
Yeah, it was a solid bet. I thought, it was a very close fight. I thought we could have won it. But, even going to a split against Yizar, I think that's pretty solid, man. Like, Yizar is a good fighter and his style, he's a way better grappler, in my opinion, than Daniel Santos. A lot better. So, yeah, I think Yizar will do well in the UFC. He's in the UFC now. I think he'll do well. And I just remember the catch weight I was talking about was against Julio Arce. That was a catch weight. It was 135 pounds.
Hey, Arce though, Tiger Schulman's guy. I ain't gonna let you disrespect my guy Arce, especially back in the day.
I'm not disrespecting him.
Nah. I like him.
No disrespect to Arce. He cleaned him up, bro. He cleaned Daniel Santos up. He made it look kind of easy. He was just a step ahead in the striking. So I think I've seen multiple paths now to beat Daniel Santos, or maybe not beat him, but like win rounds, win minutes, win moments. The path of out-skilling him on the feet and the path of hurting him on the feet and the path of grappling him. He's been beat via grappling before. So, yeah, I just feel like multiple paths for Junyoung Lee. so much volatility in a Daniel Santos fight, though.
Who do you think hits harder, Castaneda or Lee?
Lee, 100%.
Yeah,
Lee,
and Castaneda hurt him. You know
with head kicks.
It was with head kicks, but still. I just think, like, Santos, like, I mean, moving up, this is not the guy you want to move up against. Like, Lee is a big, and he's like a freak athlete, so that's tough. Like, I feel like it's hard to break a dude if he's way bigger, way more physical than you. Like, even if you have the better gas tank, like, it's hard to wear on him. And if he doesn't come with that crazy shootbox style, like, you know, get in his face, and he tries to, like, be a little bit more technical, I think that takes away, like, you know, what he's good at. Like, if he tries to be technical and stay at range, I think he's fucked here. So, and if he comes out crazy, I think he's going to get hurt early. So I favor Lee for sure.
Bro, Lee could be a 155er. He's a fucking big guy, bro. He's a tank in the cage. The guy has been fighting at featherweight for his entire career. Daniel Santos has flyweight matches back in the day. There's no way Lee is ever making flyweight, even at 14 years old. Yeah. You know, the last time
look at these.
Yeah, 5'10", 3-inch height advantage and
6-inch reach.
And he's more jacked as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like Santos is a little softer. Lee is shredded.
He's taller and he's more big. You know, it's like, that's not a good sign. Now, look, at the end of the day, it's a fight. Like, shit can happen. But Jung Young Lee was fighting at featherweight 10 years ago. You know, his debut is like, or his amateur fights are like 2014, 2013. That's more than 10 years ago, man. And he was at featherweight then. You know, Daniel Santos was probably a fucking strawweight in 2013. So, yeah, obviously you can grow into your frame, but Jung Young Lee's a big guy, and I just think he can hurt him here. But, yeah, we'll see, man. So I reckon we're all in agreement. So maybe for me, if you can write down Jung Young Lee like KO, fight ends inside the distance, under 2.5. Like, all of these are good, man. Because Daniel's going to mostly end ITD or be in a war.
Even Munoz had his moment, you know what I mean?
What was Munoz's moment? I can't remember.
He had him in a guillotine, bro.
Oh, okay.
I know it wasn't, you know, he got out of it, but still. Munoz sucks.
Yeah, I mean, all
he's
he has
is fighter, but I'm not a fan of him.
Nah, he's just like laying on his back for the fight. I actually bet him Daniel Santos 2-3, and I mean that was cashing if Munoz like did anything. You know, he's just like
seemed like he just wanted to make it to decision,
avoiding the fight, man. Yeah, that's probably it, I guess.
Fight doesn't go.
We good with that? Oh, fight doesn't go too. All right,
yeah, maybe just right. It doesn't go as well. You got to think if it ends, it'll probably be in round 1 or 2, though, man. I mean, maybe Santos could do a crazy comeback round 3, but
the only thing I'd worry about, like Lee, I'm really confident he's going to crack him early. Like an adrenaline dump goes crazy. Like, you know, the Hyder Emil fight showed he's down to swing, so maybe he could gas out that way, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm very confident Jun Young Lee lands heavy shots early. Very good straights. Like I say that every week, there's always 1 or 2 fights. Like I'm very confident that this guy, he lands a big shot and the guy wobbles. Whether he finishes, I don't know, bro, because it's hard to, you know, guarantee finishes. I can guarantee like lands and shots, but you can't really guarantee finishes. But if it converts, it converts. I feel like he would convert, but we'll see.
It's like the D-Rod fight. Like you pretty much guaranteed. Like Pons is gonna get wobbled.
Yeah,
like,
at least
if he gets finished, well, I don't know, but he's getting cracked.
Yeah, and he almost didn't, bro. He almost didn't. Because it's hard to predict those things. It's easy to predict lands, but it's hard to predict actual finishes because chins are weird. Sometimes they show up and sometimes they don't. Like MAB.
Like it was like the same punch versus in Pons' last fight versus the old Brazilian dude. Like he got cracked in the overhand, like landed on his back, looking up at the lights, and like instantly woke up. But against D-Rod, he was out.
Yeah.
We good for the next one?
Yeah, I'm ready, man. Lee sub 10-1. I don't know. JB, is that cool in your name or not really?
No, I don't think he's gonna. I don't. Maybe if you don't want to play the KO and you want to play the ITD, but the sub at 10-1. Like I would need more than that, bro. Santos, he got out of a deep guillotine in his last fight. It's not like he's just gonna tap. I don't think he's a quitter, So yeah, maybe he hurts him. Not personally not playing it though. But good luck, bro.
Yeah, these shootbox guys not really getting subbed these days, Charles Olivier against Islam, Felipe. Yeah. Except for that Lacerda dude, that guy can lose every which way, bro. He's like the who's that shitty Dagestan?
He's the run, bro.
Abu Bakr.
Oh, damn.
Abubakar, yeah, he's alright.
He's the Abu Bakr of Dagestan.
I faded Daniel Santos. I got one more chance to fade him on the regional scene the other week.
Yeah, he got beat in round 1, bro. Crazy, man. That guy just loves getting finished. What could have been? In an alternate universe, that guy's fighting for the title.
Bro, he's athletic as fuck, hella dynamic. He just can't figure it out.
Yeah. Fuck, talking about can't figure it out. Bruno Silva, man. This guy's like going to therapy consistently, trying to sort out his mind, and he cannot figure it out, bro, because like every time he gets in there, he doesn't look good. He looks like he don't want to pull the trigger. He looks like he can't pull the trigger. And I've read articles about this dude saying he has hell of mental issues with fighting in the cage over the last few years. And that's just not a fighter that I can ever get behind. MMA is a brutal sport. And if you are mentally not there, doesn't matter how good you are physically, doesn't matter your skill set, you're going to get beat, time and time again. And we've seen that with Bruno Silva now. The guy can't buy a win. He's losing versus basically everyone he's ever fought. And, I know the narrative for the Chris Weidman fight was like Chris Weidman cheated in the fight and it was an eye poke. Chris Weidman beat this guy's ass for 12 minutes, man, and then poked him in the eye and it was stopped and then they went to a technical decision. And rest in peace to the guys that thought they cashed the KO. I know that's upsetting, but Chris Weidman at 40 years old, 60 years old, whatever he was, washed as hell, beat Bruno Silva handedly in round 1, beat him again in round 2 handedly. And in round 3, okay, we'll forget the round because it was an eye poke, but that's a terrible sign. I bet on Chris Weidman there. Chris Weidman was plus 200 going into that fight, right? So it's not like, it was always going to win and it was an obvious win. Bruno was heavily favored to win that fight. So let's just dispel this narrative that Bruno was cheated in that fight and, outside of that one, maybe he's just fought some tough guys. No, bro, this guy is not in there mentally. He never has been for the last few years. And I just feel like MAB has a terrible style for him. Now, this kind of reminds me of the Ponzinibbio versus Daniel Rodriguez fight. And the reason is because, it's like one guy has no chin anymore, right? Which is MAB and Ponzinibbio. And then one guy doesn't want to fight anymore, like Daniel Rodriguez and Bruno Silva. But we dispelled that. Another narrative that we dispelled last week was that Daniel Rodriguez doesn't want to fight. Again, and by the way, because Zar clipped this one up, I was like, oh, damn, we really went in on that fight because we was like, this is ridiculous. How is everyone saying Daniel Rodriguez doesn't want to fight? He just threw 270 strikes against Gastelum and 270 against Alex Moreno. And I think you saw that. He definitely does want to fight in the Ponzinibbio fight. And, I can't say that here, though. I do think Bruno Silva doesn't want to fight. This isn't a Daniel Rodriguez bad narrative. This is a true narrative. This is a narrative that we've seen the guys literally go into therapy for here and being honest and saying that. So, yeah, man, I think, and then let's speak about Dariush's chin narrative, right? Is his chin done? So for his entire career, the only reason you bet on him is because he can take a fuck ton of punishment. He doesn't get knocked out, and he's going to keep on pushing. Got knocked out against Chidi Njokwani. That was like the first one where, we was like, oh, shit, he got knocked out, And then after that, he comes back, and if I'm not mistaken, he gets a win, maybe a couple of wins in a row. Then he fights Chris Curtis. And again, goes to war with Chris Curtis. Like, oh, yeah, his chin's all good. Like, it was just a random outcome. But then Pyfer knocks him out in round 1. So then I'm looking at him like, oh, okay, maybe his chin is gone. Or is that just Pyfer just hit so fucking hard? So I'm like, probably Pyfer hits hard. And then the Dustin Stolfus one is that's when the alarm bells start ringing. You're like, okay. I thought he was okay because, he came back after the Chidi fight and he fought well. I thought he was okay because Pyfer just hits hard. But Dustin Stolfus KOing you in round one is not a good look. Now, you watch the actual sequence. So he gets taken down. Awkward sequence. He ends up on his back. And then Dustin Stolfus is going to work, whatever. He ends up getting back to his feet. And a switch in his mind just goes like, okay, fuck this guy. I've been on my back for the last few minutes. I'm just going to swing it out with him, right? He starts to swing it out of him and gets caught on the chin and knocked out. So a part of me is like, man, was it just a bad sequence? Did he just like lose his mind a little bit, go crazy, swing in the pocket and get caught? Because the guy was just swinging like with reckless abandon, got caught. And Stoltzfus, he's not a knockout artist, but he's tough, solid, compact, physical. He definitely does hit hard. So I don't really know how to think of Barriot's chin because I want to break down. I mean, if Barriot's chin, if Barriot doesn't get knocked out here, I think he's going to go to work, potentially even get a finish in round 2 and round 3. I mean, I could only ever bet Andre Barriot here because of multiple things, stylistics, and also because of Bruno Silva's therapy issues. But at the same time, man, Mark's not really the guy that I love to trust at -160 against a power puncher, even if he hasn't shown the power punching skills in a long time. It really could only take one big shot to change the fight because of his power he's shown throughout his career and also because of the potential of Marc-André's chin going downhill. And he came back. Joe Pyfer, he got knocked out. Came back kind of soon against Stolfus, got knocked out. Coming back kind of soon after that. So, like, he's not giving his brain any time to rest because he wants to fight in front of his Canadian audience. So I'm struggling with this one, boys. I want to play NZITD. I want to play Mark 2-3. If there's a crazy price on KO1 Bruno, but like, I think I'll end up just passing, but definitely keen to hear your thoughts because maybe it could sway me one way or not. But I don't think I'll risk money on this one. JB, what do you reckon, bro?
Yeah, I don't like what I see from Bruno Silva. He gives me quitter vibes in the octagon. And Nordiev, I think Nordiev could have probably finished him. Kind of shocked that he didn't. I think grappling upside I give to MAB, especially as the fight goes on. I think he's probably going to go in there, push him up against the cage, tire this guy out, or at least give him a reason to quit. Maybe avoid the big shots of this guy early. And I think the power of Bruno Silva, it will go because he's going to be nervous. If you put this guy in a fight, he doesn't want to be in the octagon. He's already told us this. That's the last place you want to be in the octagon. If you're checked out, you should just retire. He probably is going to retire after this fight. And unless Marc-Andre Barriot gets KO'd, like you said, I got to give this one to him. But I think the chin thing is probably factored into the line. Maybe, too much. I actually think Marc-Andre could have some value here. It is risky, but probably just go with some props on this fight. Play into the volatility.
What props are we thinking? Like Marc-Andre 2-3?
Yeah, I like it. I like the sub personally at 2-3. That's what I played. I played 2-3 and 2-3 sub. Those are the only bets that I have on this fight.
What can you compare the KO and sub? Because I know it's ridiculously wide, which is fucking insane. Because Bruno Silva, he's guy gets
0-7. 0-7 to the sub, and I know Marc-Andre only has one sub, but it was a nice one. Like that guillotine, Jordan Wright sucks, but put him in a guillotine, legit.
KO is like plus 200 range. Sub is well over 1,000.
Yeah, I've seen plus 1,400 on FanDuel. Like if you go to FanDuel,
Bovada has it too. Bovada has 1,400 too.
Yeah, but what's the 2-3 say? I like both. I played sub and then I played 2-3 sub. On Barriot. Yeah, they have better numbers.
3,300.
Scroll to the right.
Oh my!
42 and 5 on FanDuel.
FanDuel is coming in clutch, bro.
So that's what I was gonna say. I would play it on there. That's what I did, and I like the late sub props for sure. I'd play sub also just to cover your ass if he subs him in the first round. Like Bruno just doesn't want to be in there.
And he wrapped it up quick against Jordan Wright. It could happen.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Brendan Allen, his teammate too, got the sub against. I know way better jiu-jitsu, but still like a teammate, probably working with him.
Yeah,
like 1,400 sub, late sub props. I mean, I think you have to play those. At least a little sprinkle.
I don't know why it's so different. I know Mark doesn't grapple a lot. I know he prefers to strike, but we have to also take into it. Yeah, we have to take into account Bruno Silva's preferred method of loss, though, because there's a reason why he gets submitted a lot. It's not only because he's going up against grapplers. It's just because of the way he fights, and he's tough on the feet. Like he's been to decision with Alex Pereira and multiple fighters recently who couldn't finish him. So
yeah, both of his losses are club and subs. Like there's not like they took him down and subbed him. They cracked him. And
yeah, that could happen.
MAB, like he doesn't really shoot takedowns. Like he'll clinch and stuff, but like gets him up against the fence, got him hurt. Bruno likes to give up that sub.
Yeah, man. Bruno
doesn't shoot takedowns too in his fights.
No, yeah, he shoots and they're not good shots.
No, they're really bad. If Nordiev knew a guillotine, he guillotines him. Like
no, he had him in one. He just doesn't.
I remember.
And MAB has one.
That's what I'm saying. Or even if he just reverses them. But yeah.
He will go for him, man. Like they're there, you know what I mean? Like if his head is there, he's gonna try a ghillie or a front choke or something. So yeah.
Plus it's just the quit in Silva. Like who cares if he doesn't go for subs? It's plus 4,200.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you have to understand, man. It's not. You can't play the KO at 200 if the sub is 1,400. They shouldn't be that wide because you're not factoring in Bruno Silva at all. And he does have a submission in the UFC. It's not like he's literally got a submission in the UFC. That's it. Like
is this the whisper bet?
Yeah.
Can you do it?
Who, me?
Do the whisper bet.
All right. Whisper bet. Shout out to my man Narco. This week, Marc-Andre Barrios, submission, round 2, plus 4,200. And submission, round 3, plus
50 to 1.
50 to 1. Marc-Andre Barrios is going to go in there, submit Bruno Silva, give him his marching papers. The Canadian crowd are going to go wild, and the Parlay Madness crowd are going to go wild as well because we just cashed a massive one.
Bet.
Gilly KO 2 in round 3. We went crazy about that last week. We gave it out. Like, that's a huge one, boys.
I think we might have a similar one on this card.
Bro, what? So last week, boys, we had Gillian KO 2-3. We had that in a parlay with, who was it?
I freaking had him with Quang Lee moneyline and Mason Jones sub for 200 to 1. I would have had $15 to win 3K.
200 to 1. We was a Mason Jones submission away from a 200 to 1. That was absolutely fucking brutal, man. And I know a bunch of people who watch the show, copy the parlays exactly. So I don't know if anyone is watching now. If you guys were in the chat for that, let me know because that was heart-wrenching.
Dude, and I said I was going to round robin it too, and I didn't round robin it. I only played the fucking part.
Yeah, no. When you got a 200 to 1, you got a round robin. If it's like a 10, 20, I understand. But 200 to 1, that's a round robin all day. But hopefully some of you just played the
straight bet.
Yeah, I mean, what was Gillian KO 2-3? It was like 30 to 1 or
20 to 1, bro.
Yeah, so like, I know a lot of people did bet that, so I'm sure some people straight bet. Yeah.
We got a guy in the comments. Move on. He wants us to move on. All right, bro. All right.
So what did we write down for that? Is there anything like NZTD or we don't like it?
That's the only bets I made on this fight personally.
I think there's a chance of just like MAB decision.
I also bet his 2-3 prop. By the way, my bad. That's
Can you write the 2-3 and can you also write the MAB money line, please?
Thank you. Yeah. I didn't play the money line, but I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, minus 150. It's not bad. The price is pretty all right, bro.
Yeah, it has to be MAB or pass, bro.
Surely.
Yeah, I like the 2-3 props too. But I mean, I'm not gonna probably put him in a 650, 750. Let's go.
And then if you just take this one away from me, JB, I'll be back in 2 secs.
Yes, sir. Got you. All right, perfect. Those are some good numbers. Oh, fuck, man. I really don't have a good read on this fight. But I think Navajo's going to probably knock him out. It's just the level of competition. All of his fights are versus super low-level competition. Really quick fights, but he's getting him out of there. And, obviously he had some adversity in his last fight, but he still gets the guy out of there. Bukauskas, for what it's worth, he can grapple. I don't know if Erslan's going to come out here with a strict grappling game plan, and I don't know if he's going to be able to sustain it for 15. It's possible he could just crack Navajo and hurt him on the feet, but Navajo is just really green at this point for me to trust him at a heavy chalk favorite. And there is a world where he could just outpoint him on the end. Like, it's still a city kickboxing guy. Those guys don't necessarily always push the finish. Could be a point in Navajo Sterling's career where he wants to go 15, right? Prove that he can go 15 minutes, because I don't think he's been to decision yet, has he? None of his fights. Navajo Sterling. I don't think he's went the distance so far. So, he's got 2 decision wins. So yeah, fuck. Oh yeah,
he decision Tuco.
Why did I think he finished Bukauskas? Yeah, bro, that's pretty crazy. I guess this is an interesting spot. I guess it's a pass for me again, because I just don't know enough about either of these guys. I think Navajo is the better product long term, but this is now, and just how do I trust the guy, especially in the year of 2025? I don't think a single undefeated fighter's won yet. So, yeah. What do you think about this one, bro?
Yeah, I don't have a great read. It's tough to know like Sterling's level. Like, he looks legit on the feet, like looks comfortable. I didn't love seeing like round 2 of the Bukauskas fight, like getting taken down a little bit. Like, I think he still won the round on damage, but that was kind of weird for such a big athletic guy. I mean, it's not like Tuco is like a terrible grappler or anything, but he was like a minus 1,200 favorite there, and I don't know if he covered that. He's pretty hyped up, big athlete. I think he's obviously much better on the feet. I think Erslan gets hurt on the feet. Like, I think he's only been knocked out once or twice, but he gets cracked a lot. So I don't know if Sterling's going to finish him, but definitely think he has like the big moment upside. So I favor him, but I don't know if I can lay the chalk here. And I think the finish prices for Sterling, like, it probably happens, but I don't love it. So yeah, overall it's a pass for me. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of feel the same way, bro. But I'm not sorry, because at the end of the day, boys, like, sometimes there is a pressure, like, oh, we got to give out a pick. I always like to give out a pick. I don't know why. It's like, I think people always ask me when I first started, but at the end of the day, man, sometimes if there's no value there, then there's no pick, right? Like, yes, okay, you can pick a fighter to win, but sometimes you're also just not confident on who's going to win. This fight, I'm not that confident that who's going to win, honestly. Like, I don't really feel like there's any value on Navajo. Daz asking if I got any CKB inside info. Nothing to report, really, man. Like, the only thing I'll say is that, a lot of people in CKB, the insiders who train with Navajo every day and stuff, the gym believes that Navajo is like the new star and who is better than Carlos Ulberg. Some people believe that within the gym. Not saying everyone, but I know some people do believe that. So you can take that for what it's worth. That's Carlos Ulberg is a very good fighter. So that kind of shows you how people respect Navajo within his circle. We haven't seen it yet, but they obviously see him train every day. But at the end of the day, sparring is completely different. than fights. You know, it's so different, man. Like everything about it is so different. And so it doesn't really matter because is he going to perform on the big stage? Navajo, he seems like a very good fighter, someone with good potential, good eyes, good IQ. Sometimes I see him in the city, you know, I spin around driving through the city and I'll see Navajo walking with a pretty girl or something like that. So Navajo, shout out to him. He's doing his thing, 25, 26 years old in the UFC.
Look at his, we can't bring it up now, but his Tapology picture, man, what a pimp, bro.
Yeah, and he's in mad shape, bro.
Crazy shape.
I know the guy who he trains with for, you know, for like his strength and condition and stuff. And that guy is very, very smart from what I've heard. I haven't trained with him myself, but Brendan Chachu, very smart guy, knows a lot about the body. And you can see it with Navajo, you know, very good reactions, not only in how he looks body-wise, obviously he's in great shape, but his mechanisms, you know, the way he moves, his mechanics, very smart, very fast. And I feel like that could translate to the UFC level by getting him some knockouts over fighters that we think that he might not knock out. You know, for example, he could land some hooks in the pocket. He's a very patient fighter like CKBR. You know, these guys like to have a kickboxing fight where they're measuring range, good distance control, etc., etc. But, you know, if you blitz them, they're potentially not ready for it. I think Ivan Erslan hits kind of hard. I think he's a pretty decent fighter. I think he fought well with Cutelaba. The only issue is he's a little bit chinny. I've seen him dropped and wobbled on the regionals. And man, at the end of the day, Navajo Sterling, I think, is a much cleaner on the feet. But I really, really do not have a good read on this fight. And it's not even that I don't have a good read on it. The main thing is I just don't know where the value lies. I feel like there's no value in this. I think if anything, you take Erslan KO, something like that, and, you know, you hope for a Kennedy and Nzechukwu performance, Carlos Ulberg, Kennedy and Nzechukwu type thing. I don't know what the price on Erslan KO is, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's value on that line, Zar. But, yeah, outside of that, I don't really see much going on.
I mean, 500, I don't think that's terrible.
No, it's not terrible, but it's also like his money line's like plus 250 or some shit, but then his KO's plus 500, which is, you know, fairly close. So the bookies are sharp there. I just feel like the bookies are quite sharp all over here. And it could turn out that there's more value on Erslan than I believe, but I really just need to see more from Navajo at the UFC level. You know, I need to see more from him to see where he's at, because I think he's got good skill set, good potential. But, you know, these fighters, they have to go through L's in the UFC, and no one's immune to that. Sterling decision at plus 240 again. Yeah, maybe not the worst of all time. I feel like if it gets late, probably does go to a decision. But yeah, big pass from me, guys. Sorry, I can't give you more of an in-depth breakdown, but hopefully a couple of the things I've said, you know, help you with your own breakdown. But me, big pass for me.
All right, so should we just write nothing down for this one?
Yeah, I don't really want to write anything down for this one. Yeah, no, I reckon full pass, bro.
My bad.
All right, so we got Modestus versus All Good, bro. You need that. You can't have a dry mouth, you know, when you're smoking the pack.
Facts. I'm gonna keep it light with the pack today, though. Trying to stay focused, bro. I want to hit a parlay. Parlay Jew is due.
I thought it helps you with the parlays, bro.
Yeah, but it hasn't lately. I mean, honestly, it has, though, because we almost had a 200-1 last week.
Yeah, and then we hit one the week before, 719.
Bro, and Tate sold you.
Woo! Tate round 3 was live. You know, I honestly think Tate in that fight is like minus 200, minus 250. I think her money line is minus 250. I know it sounds crazy because she lost, but
I get it, though.
You know, if she gets a takedown in round 2, the entire fight's different.
I mean, if she gets a takedown early, like, bro, people are going to be saying, like, oh, she was free, but that's just how it goes.
You know, it's weird, isn't it? It's like, yeah, if the takedown that came in round 3 comes earlier, it's like, wow, Tate was minus 900. It's just funny how, you know, the market shifts. You kind of have to just ignore the noise, ignore sometimes the actual iteration. And, you know, that leads us on to the next fight so well, because Ion Cutelaba, this guy can go into a fight and have a million different iterations. And then, you know, it's funny because Ion Cutelaba will win in round one and everyone will be like, wow, best bet of the century. And then I'm like, I don't know, man. If these guys fight next week, he probably loses in round one. You know, this guy is so volatile. So first of all, it makes it very hard to bet on his fights, you know, Ion Cutelaba. But second of all, we have to understand that sports bettors, man, do not take away so much from one iteration. You know, all I hear every day is like, this guy was free. This guy was free. Like, no one's basically ever free unless it's so obvious over a 50-minute performance. Anything can happen in the octagon, man. And Ion Cutelaba can go out there this weekend and dominate Bukauskas and finish him in round one. And everyone says he's free because it's happened to him multiple times, like against Jimmy Crute and Petrino. But Bukauskas could also hurt Cutelaba to the body, front kick him in the body, outpoint him to a decision. I feel like it's kind of sharp that the line is close, but logically, it seems like Cutelaba is the side by a mile. But there's something in my gut telling me that Bukauskas could, you know, make it a good fight and maybe even win. I think Bukauskas is probably improving as well. You know, he's come back to the UFC for a second time, and there's a reason why the UFC have brought him back, right? The UFC don't just bring anyone back. The UFC brought him back because they're like, okay, you're improving. You've improved enough for us to bring you back. Same thing happened with Yusuf Zalal. He's getting a second shot. Same thing potentially will happen with Mason Jones. You know, there's a reason why he's been brought back into the UFC. He's got 2 wins in his last 2 fights, not against best competition, but I think he's definitely a better fighter than he was before. And does that mean he can beat Cutelaba? I mean, for me, man, Cutelaba can knock him out in round 1, can submit him in round 1, can grapple him in round 1, 2, and 3, can win the striking on the feet for being aggressive and close decision. So I feel like Cutelaba's got way more path to victory, but at the same time, I can never trust him at pick'em in a fight against someone who does have some skills that are potentially better than him. Like, for example, the cardio on Modestas is probably his main weapon. In my opinion, he's got better cardio. Modestas had a very close fight against Michel Oleksiejczuk, man. And Oleksiejczuk is kind of a similar fighter than Ion Cutelaba. So I feel like if we never saw Modestas versus Oleksiejczuk, most people would feel like, oh yeah, Oleksiejczuk would run through Modestas, right? Like he's definitely the side. But that was like very, very close fight. And Michel is kind of volatile at times as well, but even less so than Cutelaba. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's a very hard one for me to pick. I feel like Cutelaba is the side and I'll go with him. But man, there's something in my gut telling me that Cutelaba's going to come out and shit the bed, bad performance like he's done multiple times in his career, and that Modestas is improving. And those things combined make it so that I would never play this fight. JB, what do you reckon?
Yeah, it's kind of just another volatile fight, and that's like make me want to play into the volatility again. So I kind of like props a little bit more here. I think Iwan's got takedown upside early in the fight. Jacoby had to get up a bunch of times to tire him out, right? Was able to get him up, and that's probably because Ion Cutelaba just doesn't have the best control on the mat. I know he got the sub last time out. I think that has to do more with the level of opponent he was fighting, but he's just not the best control grappler, which I think makes him waste a lot of energy, which isn't a good thing for a style of fighter that he is in the first place. I could see iterations of this fight where Bukauskas can land on the outside, keep Iwan away. He's the better, cleaner striker. Iwan obviously could crack as well early, but he does get tired. So Iwan decisions maybe one I would look at plus 600. I think he could win the first 2 rounds, stay safe for the 3rd round. Modestas isn't like the craziest finisher, so if he doesn't completely death gas, he should be able to do that. I mean, it was a draw against Jacoby, but if he just managed the gas tank a little bit better, I think he could win a decision. Maybe even if it's a split decision, it's just a close fight, he could still get it done. And then I also like Modestas like round 3 sub. He's gotten a few as of lately. Obviously, something part of a game he's working on, and I don't think he's the better grappler outright, but as I said, just we've seen Iwan get sub before. It's not like a jiu-jitsu ace, and he just quits, like I said. So I like to bet against guys who quit by sub, because That's how you cash them most of the time. You gotta, like, nowadays you don't just see people fighting the hands, trapping arms like Quang Lee. You know, that's not the game. You have to beat them up. You got to make them quit. So the guy's already willing to quit in the octagon and been sub before. Those are the type of things I like to look at. So those are the props I'd look at on this fight. I don't really feel strongly about a money line side. Both guys hard to trust, in my opinion. I think the guy I could trust a little bit more is Bukauskas, but there's a path for E1 here, I think, with the grappling as well. So, yeah, hard fight for me, man. What do you think, Czar? And I'll be right back, guys. I'll be like 5 minutes. I'm going to go grab some pack, and I got to take a little doo-doo.
Yeah, I have a bet on this one. James, let me know if I'm like cutting out. I'll just stop talking because I had to having some problems with the setup. But I bet Cutelaba at Pick'em, like it was like minus 105, like under minus 110 around there. Just because I think he has, like, if there's grappling upside, it's on his side. And then I think he has the finishing upside too. Like, obviously he's been finished a lot, but I think you can argue that he's like the more dangerous guy and the more durable guy. Like he's been knocked out. I mean, it's Ankalaev and then like the Kennedy knee, but other than that, he is, getting submitted. So, I mean, I don't hate the late sub props, but for Bukauskas, but I think Cutelaba's, I have him slight favorite. Just, I think he wins round 1 at a high clip. Bukauskas wins round 3 at a high clip. And then I think round 2 is like on the table for Cutelaba, just because Bukauskas is usually on the back foot on his bike, doesn't push a high pace, usually wants like a low output, like, striking fight. So I don't think Cutelaba is going to be like death tired in the second round. And so I feel like round 2, close to call. Round 1, Cutelaba, Bukauskas late. And then I think there's a little bit of a finishing upside edge for Cutelaba. So I have him as a slight favorite. And like, even if he's, the losing minutes in round 2, round 3, I think if someone's, winning a round out of nowhere with like a big moment or some grappling, I think it's Cutelaba. Just because Bukauskas, I think he's a slightly worse chin. He has it up in the air sometimes. And like in all of his fights, he's getting, caught, with his chin up in the air clean. And I feel like Bukauskas, his like, his new second UFC run, he's 4-1. You can give him a pass on the Petrino one, but I feel like the wins are a little overrated. Like the Pedro fight, Pedro gassed in like the first couple minutes, and it was still really close. And then Pauga went life and death with Pauga, got hurt in like all 3 rounds. I thought he lost that fight. And I think Pauga's out of the UFC and just got finished on the regional scene by Nicholson. And then Prachnio and Cerquera are 2 of the most fragile dudes. I don't know. They're probably still on the roster, but they're close to being out of there. So I think Cutelaba runs through all those guys also. And Bukauskas struggled with some of them. So I slightly lean Cutelaba. I know he can get finished, but I think he has a slight finishing upside and, bonk potential, grappling upside. So, yeah, I'm making my case, but it's Cutelaba at the end of the day. So he can fumble at any moment.
Yeah, man, I can't disagree with anything there, really. It's just like, if you want to trust him or not, really, I guess, some people have different styles. Some people like to lean into volatility, like me a lot of the time. Some people like to, take their shot, they're 50-50. And some people like to steer completely clear of volatility, and like play quarter unit shot a week, like one unit per week and hope to get rich over like 50 years of gambling. That's definitely not me. But
not me either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in this to get rich, you know what I mean? So I don't mind playing into more volatility than most people to hopefully get rich quick. It means you can also lose money quick, but everyone's got different goals and personality, and that's what I got. And Cutelaba is definitely a fighter that only the brave will bet, but at the same time, it's always line dependent. I remember a lot of people bet him last time out. It's plus 155. He's way more, because of his volatility, he is so appealing at plus 150s and stuff like that. At minus 110s, it's a little bit tough, but it's not minus 200s. I don't think anyone would play him at minus 200 against most people, but minus 110s, I understand why. So you think he's got grappling upside? Do you think he's got any submission upside?
I don't know. He said his grappling's getting better. I think that was his first sub, and I don't rate Erslan's grappling very high. And Bukauskas, I mean, I think 3 of his 4 losses are knockouts. He gets caught clean, so I think it's more of a knockout. Or honestly, I think the decision's not a bad look at plus 600. I think it's at least 15% outcome. Even if you think Cutelaba's even if you think the sides are 50-50, because Bukauskas, yeah, he's been knocked out, but he's not super chinny, and he could just lose rounds off getting bonked or grappled, and it's a 29-28 sweaty decision for Cutelaba.
Yeah, it makes sense. The reason I asked that is because, a lot of people in the comments talking about the sub. JB said Modesta's sub. You're saying potentially Modesta's sub late. But then you're also saying that Ion has grappling upside. So if he does go to it, it could bring the sub for Cutelaba. And
ends by sub?
Maybe you could do an ends by sub. So you catch both of there. Because he just got his submission last time out. And then I don't mind, I'm more like the Modesta sub, just playing in on the upside. But what is that price?
Yeah, I don't know if they have it on here, but I'll look. Really?
Because, if Modesta sub is what we're saying, 14-1 or something crazy. Or was that Barrier? Oh, yeah, 12-1.
12-1. I mean, I don't hate it. Because, like I was saying, Cutelaba, most of his losses are by sub, but they're just pretty good grapplers. Glover Teixeira, Ryan Spann, Guillotine, that's pretty legit.
Yeah, Modesta's training with Aspinall every day. So I do know that, his grappling is getting better. My mate was training with him for a couple of months, and it's not that he didn't rave about his grappling, to be honest, but I know that he's improving the grappling. I'll say that specifically. And I guess we kind of saw that in the Prachnio fight. It was kind of bad from Prachnio to give up to that, but at least he's showing some signs of it.
Was there anything you wanted to write down or pass? Or
no, ends by sub is plus 600. I just looked at it now. It's not an amazing price. Maybe you can put a unit on it or something like that. I don't love it, but it's all right.
You want to write it down?
No, because I won't put that in a parlay. I don't even think you can. But there's nothing for me that I want to put in a parlay here, to be honest, bro. But if you want to put anything you want to write, I mean, Cutelaba, I know you like that.
Sure, I'll write it down just in case, but not super excited about minus 120 something.
Fair enough.
Are we good for the next one?
Yes, sir. All right, so we got who we got now? Jessica Andrade versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. Great fight. My girl Jasmine, one of the most profitable fighters in UFC history for me. And Jessica Andrade has been pretty profitable for me as well. This actually, and I'm going to check right now as I'm speaking, this may be the most profitable fight in my career's history, because both of these girls have been, as far as I can remember, extremely profitable for me. So shout out to women's MMA. Love women's MMA. Always make a lot of money on women's MMA. Last week, we did well on women's MMA. And, hopefully this week we'll do well again. And I do like a couple of spots here. So I like Jasmine late props. I posted them earlier on my Twitter. And, yeah, man, I think that's a good spot, because Jessica Andrade is a pretty tough girl. But I do think if you put her in bad positions, things can go wrong. We've seen her finished on the mat by Valentina Shevchenko in the crucifix position, which Jasmine Jasudavicius loves. I bet Jasmine 2-3 and 2-3 KO very early. Well, not early in the week, but as soon as the props were released. So very early, according to when they were released, basically when they were released market-wide. I always wait a long time before I release specific props, because, I want to make sure everyone can get down on them. I know most people bet props at on Mondays and stuff, and you see these people tracking 4 units on a, round 3 prop on a Monday, and it's just fucking ridiculous, but it is what it is, part of the game. But yeah, as soon as they were released market wide, I bet them, sent them out. I just feel like this is a spot where Jasmine is way bigger, way taller, And I don't think Jessica Andrade is going to have the physicality to keep Jasmine at bay for 15 minutes. I do think she can have some round one success. And I wouldn't be surprised if Jessica Andrade cracks Jasmine on the chin early in this fight, maybe like round one or something. And everyone's like, oh, damn, she's getting caught. Maybe she wins. But I think as the fight goes on, I think as the cardio starts to show itself, I think as Jasmine starts to get in on those hips and gets the single leg and trips her over and gets the body lock, she's a very tall girl, man. And I think Jessica Andrade is eventually going to find herself on the mat. And when that happens, it could be brutal man, because Jasmine goes to work. She's very similar to Gillian Robertson, where she will not rest. She is landing heavy ground and pound. She's moving to mount. She's moving to side control. She's moving to crucifix. The only reason Priscilla Cachoeira made it into round 3 was because of the referee. That shouldn't have been made to round 3. I watched that fight the other day, cashed a lot of money on that fight. Bet on her in round 3, also round 2. So I'm happy it made it to round 3, but in reality, man, completely dominated her. And I've bet Jasmine KO round 2-3 in so many fights. I bet Jasmine KO 2-3 against Lipski, and then she subs her.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, so absolutely stupid for me. But in the Priscilla fight, I bet 2-3 KO, but I also bet 2-3 by the round props, but for some reason against Lipski, I didn't do it. So it just shows you, man, it's very hard to pick between a sub and a TKO. So, yeah, I mean, I won't go too much in on the fight. I've basically told you. I just believe, it's going to snowball for Jasmine when she does get her on the ground. Like I said early, I think Jessica will hit her hard. But as soon as Jasmine gets one takedown, I think then the second one becomes so much easier. I think the third one becomes so much easier. I think the fourth one is basically inevitable at that point. If she's getting 3, she is getting 4 unless she's finishing. So I really like Jasmine to snowball in this fight. Jessica round 1 KO is live. Outside of that, I think it's going to be a domination. Jessica's tough. Maybe she doesn't give up, but maybe she doesn't have to give up. Maybe Jasmine just gets her in such a bad position that she ends the fight inside the distance. So my prediction will be Jasmine TKO round 2-3. What do you think, bro?
Me?
Drew, are you back? Go ahead, bro.
I'm back, baby. I'm so sorry, Lou. I'm so sorry. I'm back with the pack. Did I miss any other fights? It's the only one, right?
Cutelaba? You didn't go on that one, eh?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I said I like the late sub prop for Modestas and Cutelaba decision, but I'm not confident there. It's not a parlay piece, but I'll just tell you guys, I'll keep this one short and sweet. Jasmine Jasudavicius told me that she's going to get the round 2-3 KO for the Parlay Madness team. And then I'm going to get the Andrade pack, and I'm going to go and I'm going to smoke her out. And we're all going to smoke some pack live here on Parlay Madness. From her lips to God's ears. Let's fucking go, bro.
Bang. So we're in agreement. Zah, you capping off the 3P or you got a different take?
No. Okay, I think, Jasudavicius late props are kind of like an auto bet for me. She's always cooking late if she's winning. And I definitely think she wins this fight. I don't think I'm as confident when we're getting to the 300 range for the money line. I think it's dog or pass kind of at that price. But I think she's winning this fight at least 70% of the time. She's going to be cooking late. Andrade just struggled with big physical grapplers, and most of her losses are by finish. They are, she is getting finished by some good girls. But I feel like Jasudavicius is going to bring a lot of physicality, a lot of pace, and there's going to be a door for Andrade to take, and she probably takes it. I think Jasudavicius late props are kind of an auto bet.
Yeah, man.
That's guy in the chat doesn't believe me.
Why not?
I mean,
it's a pretty small community. I speak to fighters.
He didn't say he doesn't believe me. He just said real talk.
Oh, okay. Real slack.
The Jew don't cap, bro. He handicaps fights, but he don't cap. There's no cap in my rap, bro. We smoke the pack. That Andrade pack.
Yeah, I'm feeling that Andrade pack, man. And I like Andrade as well. I like both of these girls. So I like Jasmine. I've spoke to her multiple times, just like you have. I actually donated to her charity a few years ago because she won me so much fucking money. I can't remember what fight it was, but she won me a bunch of money, a bunch of pack So I donated to one of these Canadian charities. I think it was like an animal shelter, you know. So she's a nice girl. I also met Jessica Andrade in Las Vegas. We was chilling together for a while, chatting to her. She can't speak the best English, but I was talking to her about her fight with Natalia Silva. I gave her a couple of tips and, you know, well, not tips, but, you know, I was just giving my opinion on how you can beat Natalia Silva. We was doing some like grappling. It was pretty fun. So I like both of these girls, you know, but yeah, unfortunately, and she can't speak English, so she probably ain't really going to hear this one, but I'm going to have to say that Andrade pack is the pack we're going to be smoking on this week, man. So yeah.
Right. I met. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just saying, I just guess right down the late props, but what did you meet?
I met her at UFC 300.
Oh, man.
I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, yeah, mad. Wow, she's so small compared to you, bro. She was small way. But so, hey, she's
tiny. She's tiny.
She's such a nice girl, though, isn't it?
Yeah, no, she was so cool. Like, I don't know. I don't like bugging people for pictures, but like she just seemed like a normal chick, super nice. So I was like, yo, like, great fight tonight. She got the win. She was in a good mood. It was lit.
Yeah, she was cool, man. She was just walking around, was in this little section of the bar, and she was speaking to a lot of people. I met a lot of different fighters that day, and she was probably like the most friendly. You know, I was with someone, and she was like grappling her, picking her up, like fucking her about with her and stuff, like posing for photos, you know, getting people in rear naked chokes and stuff like that. Not me, but like other people, you know, super friendly. She can't even speak English. Everyone was like speaking English to her, and she was just like, yeah, whatever, just like smiling, you know. So yeah, shout out to Jessica, man. She's a good sport.
I'd smash is crazy though.
Yeah, that's you're gonna you know, everyone's got their taste, man. Everyone's got their taste, and it is what it is, bro.
Anything else other than the late props? You guys want money line?
I like the round 2-3 KO, like she told me she was gonna get, bro. I mean, it might be the
yeah. Right, the 2-3 KO as well.
I mean, she told me she's gonna come smoke the Andrade pack. I mean,
I would say put in money line, because maybe we'll do a money line parlay if we feel like that.
You're thinking my way, bro. What do you think about ends KO plus 270, or is that too specific?
Yeah,
I gotta run some math on it, but I don't hate it.
It's all right, because I do think that Jessica round 1 is KO is fucking live, man. Like, Jasmine eats punches, bro. Like, if you watch the Lipsky fight, which was literally it wasn't long ago, right? It's not like she's improved so much since then. Lipsky fight, she kind of got teed off on a little bit early. So yeah, man, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if Jessica
the Cortez fight too.
Bro, she eats punches with her face, man. Like, she's definitely not a good striker.
She's durable though.
Yeah, it's very durable, but at the end of the day,
takedowns.
It's Andrade, so.
One thing I will say though is, like, I'm not confident in the TKO here, you know, because Jessica Andrade gets subbed quite often, and yeah, she just gives her backup to she'll give her backup to Jasmine here, I'm pretty sure. But Jasmine could flatten her out from that position. She could roll her over and get into crucifix from that position. But she does give her backup when she stands up. And she does stand up multiple times. She did it against Tatiana Suarez a lot, and she gave her backup so many times there. Yeah. So
Jasmine's nasty with those chokes too, those front chokes.
The front chokes.
Yeah. But Tatiana's not the type to just jump on your back, but I feel like Jasmine would do that. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not confident on a TKO, but I'm definitely pretty confident on a 2-3.
Same.
To be honest.
Yeah, I like 2-3.
I feel you on that. She's gonna try for the TKO. She just might have to take the sub, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But she's gonna try.
Against, Ariane, bro. She tried as hell. She always tries for the TKO, by the way. Yeah, bro. No. She got the TKO on Priscilla, but
no, she didn't. She choked her out. She hasn't gotten a UFC.
What about Lipsky? What about Lipsky?
Yeah, she got the choke in both of those. She tried for the KO, but she just wasn't ultimately. She had to settle for the sub.
Yeah, I think. What was the one where I can't remember the one where I bet TKO 2-3 and she was that close? That was Priscilla, right?
Dude, she had fucking Klein in some bad spots.
Yeah. Yeah, but Klein just did completely different level.
Yeah,
she was, bro, she always goes for the TKO.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't
know. Both those subs, she could have TKO'd it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally like 50. It's just like women's MMA. They don't have enough power, so they end up submitting you because they don't have the power to TKO.
I mean, dude, the ref would not stop it versus Priscilla. He just would not stop it, bro.
That should have been stopped, bro. Like that should have been her first TKO.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. It's just like Jillian last week, where she should have fucking TKO'd Waterson, but the ref wouldn't stop it.
Anything else we want?
I'm good. I gotta go grab a paper.
Nah, bro, we can move on.
What the heck? Yeah, I like this next one. Oh yeah. It's a good one.
Then take it away from us, for us, bro. Please, I'll be back in 2 seconds.
All right. This is a legendary spot because my man Lucrative, the last time, well, not the last time out for Mike Malott, but on the very first episode, my man called a crazy Mike Malott round 3 prop against Neil Magny. And you know what? He looked good versus Neil Magny. He was doing things right. He had upside on the top time, but look at these guys both leaving me, bro. At the end of the day, I'm here. You're good. You're good. I think Malott early probably could grapple a little bit here. I don't know if he's necessarily going to have the best takedown upside. I think he probably has the takedown upside here, though. The way where he trains at, he trains with Jasmine. His coach, Chris Prickett, wrestling heavy kind of guy. Used to be a wrestling coach back in the day. That's actually, like I was saying, Jasmine's coach. But yeah, Mike Malott, we saw against Trevin Giles, came out last time, played it safe, and was able to go 15 minutes, right? So I do think there's a world where he, stays on the outside, uses his kicking range. When the fight gets close, he has to try and grapple here. But Charles Radtke, I think in the boxing is going to be able to compete. I think as this fight goes on, the grappling starts to shift toward Radtke. Just due to Mike Malott, I've seen the guy implode before. I think generally he's been overrated for a long time. He's gotten some solid wins, but there's been sketchy moments in his career. And now knowing what we know, the guy implodes. It's hard to trust him at chalk. Although I do think there is versions of him winning this fight. I think he has skills in certain areas which could trouble Radtke, specifically the body kicks, specifically the top time early. I think he could get on top. But remember, Charles Radtke trains with Belal Muhammad at Valley Flow. So I think these guys have some good game planning. I think he's going to be able to maybe even stuff some of those takedowns like as the fight goes on. Obviously, the Blood Diamond fight kind of worries me a little bit. Some weird looks there, but that was his UFC debut. And personally, for me, I'm just going to chalk it up to jitters. Maybe that's not the right thing to do, but that's personally what I believe it was. And his other performances, I think the guy looked good besides Carlos Prates, who would fucking murder Mike Malott. So, yeah, I think Radtke's the side here personally still, even at this money line. Obviously, I'd like the plus 180 we would have had earlier in the week. I don't know how you could ever get to Mike Malott minus 220. What is it now? Minus 170. So, like, a little bit different, right? But I think there's some props here that could be very interesting, and I'll just say it right now. Whisper bet of the week, bro. For me, my whisper bet. Charles Radtke. 2-3 sub. He's going to get it done. It's the same thing that happened with Bahamondes. These guys know their subs. Guy's been grappling since 2008. This guy's been in the grappling scene. You can find videos of him grappling, locally. Like I said, I like the camp that he trains at. Mike Malott gets tired. And he played the round 3 sub with Magny last time out. Charles Radtke, the guy knows subs. He's gotten them earlier in his career. He had Gonzalez in a triangle deep. Raheem Forrest, he subbed. It's not so much I think this guy's some jiu-jitsu ace, but if Mike Malott implodes here, he might just quit, and we get some crazy numbers there.
Yeah, man. I feel you, bro. I missed the first part of what you were saying, but I think he was harking back to the first ever Parlay Madness where we cashed Neil Magny against Mike Malott, and now we are back in Canada. So it's kind of poetic. And this is like one of the first ever Parlay Madness we're doing. Well, the first ever Parlay Madness we're doing where we're actually pushing the show, where we have our own profile on Instagram and on Twitter. We have Jamie on board now. So it's kind of like a rebirth of Parlay Madness, new graphics, everything, bro. And it's like our first episode again, but it's our 31st, So it's like, yeah, it's kind of poetic in a way. And I feel like Radtke can do the same that Neil Magny did, man. And it's like, that was a bad collapse from Mike Malott. He won a lot of that fight. Most of that fight he was winning, and then he just collapsed in round 3. And I always believed that could be the case with Mike Malott, because you see him, there's just intricacies to his game where I don't think he likes being hit that much. I feel like he sometimes can quit on himself. I don't think his cardio is great. And man, Radtke's a good fighter, bro. Like, I know Radtke's not perfect, but he hits hard, very, very hard. He can stay calm in the pocket at times. And he's got good jiu-jitsu, like you said, man. He trains with Belal's coach, like you said, so the game plan should be on point. And he also trains with my guy, Levi McQuinn, Mook Funk Master at Evolution MMA, who's a good grappler in his own right. The water man, he flows like water. And Radtke's got good grappling, bro. I know that Radtke has been beat or
with grappling, right? Well, in the regional, I've definitely seen fights where that's happened for sure.
But I think he's improved since then. I also feel like, they'll be ready for a lot of what Mike Malott has in store. I've been speaking to one of his coaches, so I know specifically what they're going to do. I'm not going to say the game plan, but I will say that I think they're ready based on my analysis and what they've said. I think they're ready. So I don't know, man. I don't think Mike Malott has the grappling path that maybe people would think he does, or that at least the money line was saying he does, because he was minus 220, and it's like, he's not minus 220 on the feet, because this guy can quit on the feet. He can get hurt on the feet. I think if Charles Radtke stays patient and doesn't try to force his shot, which I'm a bit worried about, he's an aggressive guy. In general, on the mic, he's speaking kind of reckless this weekend. So I just hope that he's locked in and he doesn't force things, because Malott is definitely a good counter striker. He can land good hooks in the pocket. He's a finisher as well. So if he hurts you once, you could be in a guillotine before you even know you got punched. So, I do think that he needs to be a bit calm and measured here, because it's a 15-minute fight. I think Radtke's got the better power, and I think Radtke has the better cardio by far the stronger mentality. So over a 15-minute fight, that will show itself. It's just he could get caught early. So I think he needs to be patient, smart, and the shot will come. The way he lands his left hook in most fights are beautiful. And I think that over the course of 15 minutes, round 2 and round 3, shit's going to get volatile, man. I think Malott can gas out. We saw that Malott went to a decision against Trevin Giles. I don't think he looked good in that fight. And yeah, man, this could be another Magny situation. I've bet against Malott in every fight, and I've lost every fight except for one. And I'm up insane amounts of units because of that one win. So sometimes all you need is that one win when a guy's being lined minus 300 in every single fight. And I'll tell you now, I don't think he's minus 300 in all of those fights. He just happened to get the win. Even the Giles fight, I don't think that his line is minus 300 in that fight. He just happened to get the win. Now, Malott, this guy, he gets hit by everybody. He's very, very hittable on the feet, right? It's just that he's such a slick finisher that he does finish most of these guys. But, man, I feel like it could be Radtke's time here. So, yeah, I'm going against the Canadian once again in Canada. And if you know me for long enough, you knew I was going to bet against Mike Malott. Shout out to him. No hate on the guy. He might see this one day. A lot of fighters see a lot of shit. So there's no hate. At the end of the day, I'm trying to make money, and I made a lot of money betting on Neil Magny, and I'm going to try and do it again here. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, man. But I got Radtke in this one. I don't see how you can put him as a plus 180, plus 170, plus 160, plus 150 underdog. I feel like the fight's close to pick him.
USA, 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 USA,
yeah.
USA.
I feel like this is close to pick him. Like, I think Radtke's, I think he's more clearly more hard, a little bit more durable. And then on the feet, I think it's pretty close to 50-50. Both guys are super dangerous. I just don't get how you get opening line 220 Mike. Just doesn't make sense. I feel like it's really close to a pick 'em.
Yeah. You can see fights both ways, right? And that's why betting is so interesting. That's why MMA is so interesting. Because, like, you could take a position to say, actually, he didn't gas out. He looks smarter. But then you could also take a position to say that he out-grappled Trevin Giles very easily in their grappling match. He knew he had a big grappling advantage. Why didn't he show that? Why didn't he finish one of the most finishable people in the entire division in Trevin Giles? This guy gets finished by everyone. And Malott has better striking skills, and he was minus 300 in that fight. So, everyone was thinking that he would just go out there and run him over. The doesn't go to decision was minus 300. He lost the round clearly in that fight, and actually the margins were so close that a few different changes in the fight, Trevin Giles would have beat the minus 300 favorite. So on the one hand, you could say that it was smart, but on the other hand, you can say that it was actually stupid and he could have lost the fight. So it's really just depends what way you want to look at it. I think margins are very, very important in fights. And just because someone came out of the decision win doesn't mean that they would have. If one or two things didn't miss by an inch, Trevin Giles was an inch away at times. If that inch was an inch closer, then he would have lost the fight. So I understand what you're saying, and I don't really know the truth, but I would say that what you're saying there is highly debatable. It's highly debatable, So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that one.
That Giles fight was like kind of a double anomaly because Giles has lost 6 times before that, all by finish, and then that was Mike Malott's first decision win. So yeah. It's like that's crazy, and I don't think like Radtke is going to be willing to kind of stay at range. Like he's about it. Like he's going to come forward and take some risks. And Giles, I think that was like a super close fight. Like Giles clearly was landing the bigger shots with the hands. It just Malott was more versatile, throwing volume with the kicks. Like that was super, super slim margins against a very like fragile dude. So I don't know. I don't think that was a great look, honestly, for Malott there as a minus 300 favorite.
No, like you could say that like the game plan, like the idea could have been smart because, okay, he wants to preserve his gas tank, but then it didn't play out like a smart move because it was extremely close. And yes, he won, but like we're saying, the margins were so close. So it didn't even really play out like that. I feel like he can finish Giles in that fight a lot of times. He just, didn't go for it. And like you said, man, he ain't going to be able to play on the outside here. He's not going to be able to play on the outside. He's going to need to engage with Charles Radtke in this one. And yeah, I don't know who's going to win that engagement battle. I feel like it's 50-50, bro. Like Radtke could finish him or he could get finished. I just prefer to take the guy who I think's probably more durable, who probably hits harder, and who has way more dog in him. And that's the way I like to take these shots,
Yeah. I think when you
totally agree.
As is, like that's a problem, Like if it's in your mind that you have to prove that you can go 15 minutes, you have to fight a certain way. Like you might not get that opportunity, like you're saying. So what happens then?
Yeah, exactly. Giles was just like fucking stuck at range and almost still could have won. But yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see.
What are we writing down for this one?
I mean, we all like Radtke. I still like his money line. Okay. I also like Radtke ITB.
Yeah. Radtke 2-3.
Yeah.
I'm on ITD 2-3. I like it all, bro.
Yeah. Can we use FanDuel or something in the middle? This one.
Yeah. Wait. Whoa. That is. Yeah. Let's use something in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Xavier, like I said, man, like I definitely can see that point of view, but I just think it's highly debatable, But that means that if it's debatable, I feel like my point of view could be debatable as well. I guess we will never actually know whether it was a good thing until we see him in there again, because where is his mental? Yeah, okay, so he went 15 minutes this time. Does that mean like he's going to be confident to go 15 minutes again? But what if the going gets tough and like he's in the pocket? Is he going to be thinking like, fuck, I thought I could go 15 minutes again. Like, and there's just so many variables in that. I'm not going to look at it and automatically say, yeah, it's a good sign. It could honestly not be a good sign. Maybe he doesn't want to engage. And when he has to engage this weekend, he might shit his fucking pants because he didn't want to engage with Giles. Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, I understand. You could be right and I could be wrong. I'm just giving you the other side of it, you know?
I think it's an adrenaline dump too, you know what I mean? And I think when you have that adrenaline dump that bad and those feelings start to come back, like, it gets worse, you know? You've already been there before. It's like an anxiety, kind of like Bruno Silva almost talked about, you know? He had that fight.
And I never thought. I always thought Malott could break as well.
Yeah, and he already did now.
It's not like it's the first time we saw it and wow, it was a surprise. No, I literally bet on him breaking, and then I saw it in front of my eyes. It's confirmation bias, and it paid me a lot of fucking money. I made a whole video on it, by the way. Like, that's how excited I literally made a YouTube video. How Neil Magny won me $70,000. I think he won me like $80,000 or something like that.
Legendary, bro. Legendary.
Yeah, that was huge, bro. I even named that day Neil Magny Day. I can't remember what day that
could have been. What, like 200K if he subbed him?
Yeah, I don't know the exact price, but bro, I had submission round 3 at 100 to 1, bro. 100 to 1. Like, you don't even hit parlays for 100 to 1. That was a one.
That's fucking nuts.
And he could have. He took his back. He finished him from his back.
Yeah,
that was fucking annoying. But yeah,
he had his choice. He just kept punching.
Yeah, bro.
We didn't write down MAB 2-3 sub, and we didn't write down Radtke 2-3.
No, we did. We did write.
Write down MAB, but we didn't do it for this one. I like the Radtke 2-3 sub, bro.
Yeah,
I like it, bro. I think that's my whisper bet.
January 20th is Neil Magny Day. Yes, bro.
Yes, bro. Day after my B-Day.
Damn. Wow, that must have been an epic week then. So we cashed on Neil Magny. It was your birthday. First episode of Parlay Madness. That's a special time.
Jillian 2-3 KO. Jillian KO. All that.
Jazz 2-3.
Yeah. I think round 3 is.
There's honestly something special about Canadian pay-per-views, man. This weekend, boys, I feel like we might go crazy.
Epic week, bro. We will.
PFL on as well today and tomorrow. I'm going to lock in bets after we get off here on PFL. So we're cashing on PFL Europe, PFL MENA, and
there's UFC. PFL tonight.
But for you, it will be tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I think so. Around 12 hours from now, I believe the PFL card starts.
Oh, okay. Bet.
So I'll be asleep.
I will.
But I'll wake up to cash. So that's it, I think. So
we good for the next one, bet?
Yes, sir.
Main card.
All right, let's go, man. BSD card Prepolec. I had never seen an over and under set at 0.5 rounds before. I saw my man Andrew Gombas post that. Shout out to Gombas. And then I went to Bet Online and I saw it myself. So it's the first time I've ever seen that in MMA. So maybe it's a new thing we're starting to see.
Can I tell you the other one that I saw before? Yeah. It was Francis Ngannou versus Jairzinho Rosenstrike. Underhand.
Really?
Yes.
On Bet Online or?
I don't remember if it was on Bet Online, but I saw it on like DraftKings.
Wow. I know that you can play those, right? But I've never seen a line set
there. Yeah, maybe I'm remembering it wrong.
Yeah, because you can play them in a lot of books, right? But yeah, to actually be set there, I've never seen it initially. So that was kind of fucking insane. I would have smashed the over on that one, like -200 or -270 or something. It was. I'm like, well, like Carl's not that bad, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like Carl Prepolec, did pricing it like Ngannou versus not even Rosenstrike, because I feel like that could have gone maybe a little bit later as well. They're pricing it like Ngannou versus some bum.
Yeah.
Jake Collier, or something like that, or Huggy Bear. But it's a lightweight fight. That was fucking insane. And I think you've seen that now move to 1.5. Obviously, the over was getting hit. 1.5 is the line it should be at. BSD is a tank, like he does finish guys early in the UFC if he's going to finish you for the most part. So I could definitely see a finish inside the distance early. But I don't really have a strong read on this one. To be honest, guys, I knew Carl a little bit, not really. I didn't even tape him for this fight, so maybe I will. I probably will watch a couple of fights, but I can't say much about this one. So please tell me if there's any angles on this one. Is there value on Carl here?
Nah, I don't think so. I think he's going to get the shit kicked out of him. But maybe, I mean, value is arguable, but because we've seen Benoit Saint Denis, the fall has been real, but maybe he's taking it more serious now. I think the UFC is giving him a matchup that is winnable personally. I think he probably finds some ground success here. I think he probably has some ground success here. Wears him out the longer the fight goes. Maybe finishes him rear naked choke. I could see even like a wrist rod, kind of like Vanderford did to that guy a few months ago. Yeah. I forget the guy's name. You know, maybe a ground and pound TKO also. I could see that. Benoit Saint Denis likes those. And I think he's going to play it smart and wear this guy out and finish him in the second round. Early in the second round. Early in the first, one or the other.
What's round two? Is there like, are we getting a decent price on round two?
I don't think so.
Be degenerates on or something? You know,
yeah, I don't think. I mean, I'm down for it. I just don't think we're getting it.
Probably.
Oh, I don't know if they have full props out yet for this one.
Oh my god, dude.
Come on, guys, don't be scared, homie.
Don't be scared, bro. The over like a half round. How do you get to under a half at like over 25%? Like, it's not like he's fighting like, I don't know. Like, this guy's pretty durable. Like, I know he's gonna get finished, but like, how is it like only like over at minus 250? That's like 30%. It ends under 2.5 minutes.
Bro, like a decent amateur fighter should be able to last like at least a few minutes, right? Because over a half a round, it's just 2.5 minutes. Like, unless you're getting knocked out on the feet, which that's not Benoit's game, right? Like, he's not. Yeah, you're not really. Yes, okay, he could land a head kick or something like he did to Frivola, or like a body kick to Bonfim, like a left kick maybe, but I don't think he's going to knock people out on the feet. So really, it takes some time to get some grappling going instantly into a dominant position to a submission. That was a fucking insane line. I don't know what they was trying. They was trying to be sharp or something there, and they was completely square.
Whatever intern was like had that idea, might get rid of it. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, is it possible he knocks him out still? Yeah, I mean, the levels are pretty crazy. But yeah, that line's ridiculous.
No, like it could easily happen, but how do you get to 30%? Like I would have nuked that over. The limits are probably terrible, but I didn't get it in time.
Yeah, even a few $100 though, take it. You know,
it's probably like
I just didn't see it in time.
To go over 2.5 minutes, what would you say? Like probably at 90%?
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's a ridiculous line.
Around 90 or maybe more, or but let's say, should we say?
I wouldn't say more than 90. I think yes, there's still levels. You know what I'm saying? This guy lost 2 fights at the UFC level.
2.5 minutes though.
Yeah, you're right, Jake.
Yeah, like I don't see any world how you get to over 20%, like at any world.
Nah, so let's say 90%. So the true line should have been minus 900, but it was minus 270. Was it 270? That's fucking mad.
Dude, it was under like. When I like saw it, it was at like 280. I went to log in and it was cooked.
Oh, really? That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even bother checking the max limit because I know it's not enough worth it for me to bet it.
Yeah,
like it's gonna be 250 or 500. I honestly don't care about putting 500 on a minus 270 line to make $150 profit. Just to move the line, like I can't even be bothered to click it just to make $150 profit. I know that sounds like I'm trying to like be some fucking obnoxious rich.
No, I get it.
I
get it though. I get it.
Just the truth. It's just the truth.
Just the truth. So I have to I tell the truth. Like that is a fact. I was like, yeah, I can make like a quick $100, but I'd rather just keep my $500 in my account and maybe put it on something else that could earn me a bit more money. That's sometimes how I look at these fights. Like, you won't see, not often, unless I nuke it. Like, I will never, and not everyone does this, but I would never really bet a minus 400 straight to win a unit. Like, I'd rather max bet a minus 400 if I really think they're going to win. That's just how I play the game. A lot of people don't play it like that, but I wouldn't if I can make $100 on a minus 400, I wouldn't do it. If I can make $1,000, I start to think about it. Like, I would put maybe $4,000 to win $1,000, but if I'm not smashing these lines straight, like for decent amount of money, I just feel like it's not worth my time. I'm like, $70 win on like a minus 400. Like, what's the point, you know?
You can't even how much pack could you get for that? Probably go through that in a day, you know?
Yeah, bro. Like half a day, like a couple of joints, you know?
Yeah, seriously.
And I feel like people like that, these points are going to go over people's heads and make, he's rich. He's talking big money, but like, it's all relevant. Like to like your unit size, like he's just talking his strategy, and for his strategy, like low, like, few $100 limits, like it's just not worth his time. Like the EV of that, even if there's value, it's only like $20, something like that. So for someone his size, it just doesn't make sense to touch that line.
If it was like a plus 200, plus 2,000, I don't mind putting $250 limit on it, you know? Like I do that on Bet Online just because I'm placing the bets on like a sub plus 2,000, but they only give me $500 on it or $200. But I'll play that, you know, and I'll get the other money down on another book. It's fine. But I'll play $200 because I'm going to earn $2,000, you know, so I don't mind, or $4,000. So I don't mind doing it. But yeah, for like a minus money, I can't be bothered.
Yeah, and it's the 2-win number. That's what matters. Like 250 on a big plus money, that's a big bet. 250 on a minus 250 is tiny.
Yeah, for me, you know, I know some people have smaller unit sizes, which is fine. I got a fucking big unit size. You should see my unit size.
You flex the units.
I'm known for my unit. You know what I mean? I'm known for my unit in the circles. So
I got a big unit, bro. Don't trip.
Anyway, but I think I don't know if you guys got any ideas on this one, like on the over and under, but over's plus 130 for over 1.5.
It's like the over 1.5 is like, what is it now?
Plus 130.
Yeah, like going from a half round to like kind of close on the over 1.5 is just hella funny to me. But yeah, I don't have any opinions on this one.
Hey,
no. Okay, pass. BSD money line, no way.
I was about to say maybe Prepolec. Dude, is that 100% votes on him? That's fucking hilarious, dude.
100%.
100% votes on him. It's crazy. I've never seen that.
No, I don't really use Tapology, but I don't check the split, like the win splits, but I haven't seen
100.
Yeah.
Wait, was it 100%?
Yes. Nobody picked this guy, bro. Not a single keeper.
Bro. You know what happens in MMA, bro?
That's crazy, bro.
I feel like playing him just for the vibes.
Plus 750, bro. I mean, it's an MMA fight. Like, what the fuck?
I put $1,000 to win 7.5. Come like Matty Betts. Matty Betts will put like $5,000 on this.
Yeah. Small sprinkle, guys. Go like
sprinkle, no tail.
Small sprinkle over 1,000.
No, Matty sprinkles are 1,000, bro. That fucker, bro. Shout out to Matty Betts. I like that guy.
Yeah. Give it out some, please. Give it out some money. I like it.
Alexa Grasso versus Natalia Silva. Natalia's another one of my girls who has been very profitable for me. You know what I was saying earlier, that Jessica Andrade and Jasmine Jasudavicius is the most profitable fight for me, like ever. Natalia is definitely up there, but I think Jessica Andrade and Jasudavicius is, because I checked it. When Natalia Silva fought Jasmine Jasudavicius, I bet on Natalia at plus 200. I bet on Jasmine against Kay Hansen at plus 200. Jasmine against Gabriela Fernandez at plus 110. Jasmine against Miranda Maverick at plus 250. Jasmine against Lipski at minus 150. Jessica Andrade against Chikagan. Remember that one? Minus 150. Valentina Shevchenko max bet against Jessica Andrade, minus 400. Erin Blanchfield against Jessica Andrade, plus 135. Yan Xiaonan against Jessica, plus 150. And Jessica against Mackenzie Dern, plus 170.
Yeah,
so
that's sick. I had Yan KO, I think, versus Andrade at like
that
plus
was
1,000.
That was a crazy hit. And it hit so clean and early and easy as well. It's like the Wei Li Zhang one. I didn't make a bet in that. But fuck, that's definitely my most profitable ever. So, boys, I'm not going to give too much financial advice, but maybe you want to tail me on that fight specifically because it seems like I got a very good read on the girls. I am betting Jasmine 2 free props.
I've given that
out for free, so
ace.
Hopefully it comes through. But yeah, like I said, Natalia Silva, another one of my girls. Been betting on her since she first came into the UFC. I've never faded her, and she's never lost. So I've done a good job on that one. I'm not fading her this time out as well. I'll just say that straight off the bat. It is a step up in competition for her. She is fighting somebody who can maybe hurt her on the feet, whereas she hasn't really fought too many girls who have power outside of Jessica Andrade. So, yeah, I guess there's some different looks in here. So I went back and I watched Alexa Grasso's basically her entire career, because the reason is I wanted to see if she had fought anybody that is going to try and fight her on the outside. She's never fought anyone. She's never fought anyone, which is kind of crazy when you speak about an entire UFC career, who has tried to fight her with outside kickboxing. Joanne Calderwood's walking her down, Muay Thai, the entire fight, walking her down, the entire fight. Every other fighter she's fought is trying to pressure her. Or if they are not pressuring her, they're just exchanging 1-2. They're not outside footwork. Valentina Shevchenko, she's Muay Thai. She's throwing a shot, evading, throwing another shot. She ain't dancing around the outside. So she's never fought anybody with the style that she will fight this weekend with Natalia Silva. On the other hand, Natalia Silva has fought a lot of fighters who tried to pressure her, who tried to box. Now, Alexa Grasso is not really a pressure boxer. She's more of a counter boxer. So she'll basically just stay in the pocket, just out of range, and try and counter you 1-2. So she ain't going to pressure either. But Natalia has fought those girls. And I think Alexa will need to pressure in this fight. If she doesn't pressure, she's just going to get her leg kicked. She's going to get side kicked. And she's going to get head kicked because Alexa's arms have a lot less reach than Natalia's legs. So the legs are always going to land first, right? So if you're not pressuring and you're fighting a kicker, you're always going to lose. Unless you can counter the kicker, which can happen. Alexa's very good counterer. We saw that in her previous fights against Valentina Shevchenko, landed some good shots. But I just think it's a bad stylistic matchup for Alexa Grasso because of what I've just said, you know. So, yeah, I think Natalia is going to win this one 30-27 or 29-28. I think that Alexa could potentially have some big moments. If she gets her on the ground, she could go to work. Because I don't think Natalia is the best once she is on the ground. But I think she has elite balance, elite taekwondo base, which means you got strong balance. You know, these motherfuckers are throwing axe kicks and 360 and 720 round kicks to where you need elite balance to throw a 720 round kick. You know, you need to be able to be balanced in your stance upon landing and as you're throwing the strike. So, you know, that's why her takedown defense is so high level, because she's very, very good at fighting off one leg. So if you get her in a single leg, she's used to being on a single leg. That's how she fights. She's always on a single leg. She's kicking you with one leg and jumping with the other, you know. So the takedown defense translates there. Obviously, she's very strong. She's very good at pummeling. She trains her takedown defense. She's good at traditional wrestling takedown defense for MMA anyway, but it just complements itself being a taekwondo karate type striker. So, yeah, I feel like it's a bad stylistic matchup for Alexa Grasso. I feel like she has the big moment upside for the most part. Natalia has some side kick to the body, dropping her on her ass upside, which is a big moment. She has some side kick to the face, big moment. But for the most part, Alexa Grasso, much better boxer, hits much harder, has way better grappling, jiu-jitsu. So the big moments are on her side. But that's really it, boys. 29-28, 30-27 for Natalia for me. JB, what do you think, bro? JB? You're on mute.
Jesus Christ. Finally. Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm here. I had like a pop-up on my computer, so I had to like close it. All right, bro. So I think Natalia Silva. Throwback, bro.
Throwback.
Legendary, bro. Legendary, bro. You got me good.
You heard it, though. You heard it like I didn't hear you last time.
No, you got me, bro. That was a good one, bro. Throwback for those who know. I like Silva here too, bro, but I think it's close. Money line, I'm not sure. I think that she's really good at she gets away with things, kind of like Israel Adesanya right back in the day. she gets away with things that normal strikers can't really get away with. But I think her specifically, her speed and mobility allow her to get away with it, and her ability to exit the pocket when she needs to. She's really good at timing those side kicks also. So I think that weapon allows her to get away with a lot of defensive structures. And that opens up counters for her, right? Because she's just getting out of the way of some of these punches. She's able to dart in really quickly. So it's really high IQ. She's got a lot of variety of techniques. Grasso's got the boxing, in my opinion. If she's able to pin Natalia Silva up against the cage, let go with some combos, maybe mix in some body work, she can have success here. I think she could even possibly hurt Natalia Silva. I don't think she's going to finish her, but I think she could land a big strike. She's got good jab. My problem with Grasso is she just really hasn't fought anybody except Valentina in a long time. And I wonder, the change of style now, the change of camp. She's done the Ultimate Fighter. She's gone into so many more things. I mean, imagine her career has gotten much bigger since that fight. She's a huge star now. So.
Tonely fans.
Yeah.
She's showing her feet all over the internet and that now. The girl's head's maybe somewhere else.
Yeah, it's very possible. And I think Natalia Silva's undefeated on a path to the title. You could say, we're overrating her, but I think she just hasn't given me a reason to doubt her yet. I think she's an incredible fighter, and I think this is her next step.
Yeah, and it did look like her mind was elsewhere in her previous fight against Valentina in that trilogy, right? She didn't look at him. And maybe the takedowns were always there. I feel like there was, but I also feel like she just didn't perform in that fight as well as the takedowns not being there. I think it was a combination. So we know that Natalia wants this. We know that she wants to become a champion. It would kind of be funny if we got Natalia versus Manon Fiorot at some point, because
that would be a banger.
It's weird though, because it could be so boring, man. Because these girls just side kicking each other constantly. You know what I mean? Making noise, like side kicking each other, and just nothing happening.
That could be the other
high level. But should we answer the real questions? I don't know if I agree with that. Do you agree with that? I need to see. I don't really know how they look.
I mean,
I need to do my Googles. You know what I mean?
I'd give it minus 150 Grasso. Put a line. Yeah. Can I put a line on it? That I got to pick out right, Doug. Just pick winners.
Yeah.
It's 60-40, bro. Silva's she's pretty, bro. Hey, what up, Zach G? Appreciate the dono. Which one would you rather go on a date with? I mean, Grasso seemed kind of cool, bro. I don't know. I gotta look into it more. Does she have an OnlyFans? No, she got a what is it called?
Totally fans. Zah, he's asking you a question, bro.
Are you asking me? Wait, what is it? Which one would I rather go on a date with?
Yeah.
Quick.
Simple. I like Silva. I like Silva.
That flair, that Brazilian flair.
Yeah, sure.
I respect that.
I like the tan too.
Yeah, the tan skin. I feel you. The Mexicans come in looking kind of pale sometimes.
Yeah, she looks like a nice girl.
All right. What do you want to write down? Are we feeling Silva money line or?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Yeah, it's a bit wild, but I mean, for a money line parlay, I'd rather play Silva. Pick winners, man.
Just pick winners.
We don't have to write anything down. Up to you.
No, but for the money line parlay, I'm not putting Grasso money line. She's gonna lose.
Yeah, put down just Silva money line.
And then by decision, she ain't gonna finish Grasso, bro.
Yeah, unless it's like a head kick or some weird shit like Corey last week.
Yeah.
I did that on purpose. I believe you, but it's just still, how often does that happen?
Yeah, man, I don't want to talk about that fight because that pissed me off, bro. So yeah, that's it. We're all in agreement, I guess. Zar, did you chime in on that one? I can't really remember.
Yeah, what'd you have on this fight, Zar?
Me, I don't have anything on this fight. I think Silva's freak athlete. I feel like she could play whatever sport, but she's fighting. So I think her speed, power, physicality is like a different level than most of these chicks. It's just a weird fight. Like they really haven't fought anyone like similar to each other. So I don't have a great read, but I think Silva. I think she's at least twice as likely to win. So at least minus 200. Grasso. The props, yeah, I definitely like Silva decision. I don't see her finishing Grasso. She's pretty tough. So similar stuff to you guys.
Where are you, bro? Are you in the middle of nowhere right now? Are you okay?
What'd you say? Sorry.
Where are you, dude? Are you just like in the middle of nowhere?
Dude, I was at a Starbucks. Like, so I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, but
no, you're good,
I was
bro.
at a cabin. The Wi-Fi sucked, so I went to a Starbucks. The Starbucks closed, so now I'm on the hotspot outside. So I'm trying to make it happen. Sorry if I'm tweaking out.
No, you're not. You're not, bro. You're not.
Zar's birthday weekend,
okay,
and he's coming to give you everything.
I just hope I'm not lagging, you know.
Did everyone say happy birthday
to Zar,
bro? Zar's birthday in 2 days, boys. Like, did everyone wish him happy birthday? Like, come on, man. Come on, boys. This guy's on his birthday weekend away on a birthday holiday, and he's coming here to give you all of the bets, to write down the bets, to give you the Tapology screen while getting kicked out of a Starbucks. Like, this guy deserves at least a happy birthday because that's hustle.
My boys are out there watching the NBA, drinking. I'm tuned into this stream. I love it.
Wow. All right, we'll get you off here quick, man. Should we run through this co-main and main?
No rush, bro. I'm having fun.
Let's go. That's what I like to hear.
I mean, NBA can't replace the Parlay Madness, bro.
Happy birthday, dog. Let's go. Classic. Wait, is his birthday
Appreciate
on
you guys.
Fights?
It's the day after. But JDM knockout for my birthday present, please.
Bro, that's literally what we did the first episode. 297, the one in Canada, was the day before my birthday.
Wow. Boys, I might just triple my units because I feel like the universe is aligning. You know what I mean? I might just, instead of
birthday Canada.
Bro, instead of putting 5K on a guy, I might just put 15K on a guy. Honestly, I'll post some slips, bro. I might go crazy. Honestly, fuck it, mate. I don't give a fuck. Fuck it, bro. I'll give a fuck. I might do the same. Yeah, I won't. I'll make it clear. Anyone in my VIP, I won't up the units there. But me personally, I might just put more money on it.
Just like I get what you're saying, bro.
Yeah,
you're at that point.
I mean, yeah, I can afford a bit more money. It's all good.
Let's go, bro. I'm with you.
Versus Ayman Zahabi. Some money came in on Ayman Zahabi, I think, like a couple of days ago. I was initially thinking Zahabi was value. I'm not saying he was going to win, but I was feel like, I might bet him. I think he was plus 185, plus 182. And I was like, okay. And I was thinking about it. But then I was like, I don't really know about Ayman Zahabi, man. Like, this guy is not that good, in my opinion. Like, I don't really know what to think about him, bro. He fought Pedro Munoz, who, in my opinion, is kind of past it at this point in his career. Doesn't really want to do too much. Doesn't really have great performances. Lost against Kyler Phillips in a fight that I thought was, like, super winnable for him. Javid Basharat just got knocked out by Ricky Simone. I don't know if he'll ever even crack the top 15 in the bantamweight. Probably not, right? He's never been ranked, I don't think, and I don't think he ever will be. Good fighter, very good skill set. He's just like an all-round guy who doesn't really excel anywhere, which is kind of what Zahabi does. And they had a 50-50 fight, right? Extremely close. He got a lot of props because he was a gigantic underdog, and I was close to betting him, but that doesn't take away from the actual fight, right? So yeah, okay, he's a big underdog. Let's all get happy. Okay, he won as a massive underdog, but that's separate to that doesn't change his skill set, right? He's always going to be the same fighter. and it was a 50-50 fight against Javid Basharat. So you could argue that that is his ceiling. He's like a Basharat, right? I think Pedro Munoz is probably on a similar level to Basharat as well. I think if Basharat fights Munoz, I think it's a very close fight. The Basharat could win. Arichi Lang, he knocked him out early. This guy lost to Vince Morales back in the day. You know, it was a long time ago. So he's got better now. I'm just saying, because I was thinking of betting Zahabi. I'm just like, I don't really know what this guy has for Jose Aldo. I think he could wobble Aldo because I think Aldo's durability is dropping down. I think this guy at some point is going to get wobbled, hurt on the feet again. So I guess he's got that. I also think that he's a very good neutralizer, just like Javid Basharat. So we could potentially see a fight in which is like kind of low volume. Both guys are going in turn. Like Jose Aldo, it's my turn now. Body, head. And then Zahabi's like, okay, it's my turn now. 1-2. And it's like they just go 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. I don't think Ayman's going to be able to grapple Jose and put him up against the cage and clinch him like Alexander Volkanovski did to win, Mario Batista did to win, Merab Dvalishvili did to win. I don't think he's going to be able to do that. I don't think he's strong enough to do it. I don't think he's physical enough to do it. It's just not his game either. He likes to stay on the outside. Batista, Volkanovski, Merab, these guys like to be on the inside, pushing the pace, grappling you. Yes, Volkanovski has adapted his game to be an outside kickboxer, but he definitely has the grappling as well. We saw in a Jeremy Kennedy fight. We saw in a Yair Rodriguez fight. This guy can do it all. So, yes, he is an inside fighter if he wants to be, which he did in that fight. I don't think Zahabi's that type of fighter. So, literally, the only way we've seen Aldo lose in so many years, I don't think Zahabi has the skill set to do it, hold him up against the cage. I don't think he does. So then it's probably going to be a striking fight. In a striking fight, I feel like it's close. I lean Aldo a decent amount. I think Aldo's a better striker. And that's really it, man. I feel like Aldo's explosions may catch Zahabi off guard to where they wouldn't catch someone like Mario Batista off guard because he's just so athletic. Physical freak Mario Batista. That guy can go all day. I feel like Zahabi's more technical, a bit smarter, but I don't think he's as physical. I don't think he's as athletic. I don't think his fast twitch muscles move that fast. So I feel like that he could get caught with an Aldo blitz, could get cracked on the chin, could potentially be hurt, could be wobbled. So, yeah, man, that's really all I got to say. It's a very weird fight, very close fight. I hope you guys got a better read than me. I feel like the under 2.5 rounds is actually kind of crazy line because I don't see how you get to -400 for the over. I mean, at the end of the day, boys, like, all right, so it's, -450 in one book, -370, -380s for the over. I do tend to think it's going to be a low volume decision. But like I said, I think Aldo can blitz him because I don't think Zahabi has the athleticism to avoid some of the blitzes like some of the other fighters have done. And I do think that Aldo's going to get cracked one day, and Zahabi has very good timing, striking defense, and he has put people unconscious early. So, he does have some power. So, yeah, I kind of like the under if I was going to play anything here. Go against the narrative of this fight's going to always go to a decision. Aldo has had some people on skates. Aldo's hurt some people. Aldo hurt Jonathan Martinez. Aldo hits hard. We saw that Aldo, when he did unleash against Mario wasn't liking it. Wasn't really hurt that badly, but you could tell that the punches were doing some damage. Rob Font, I know it was a while back, but he had him everywhere, all over the octagon. Should have been a KO. I don't think Aldo's fights are going to keep going to a decision time and time again. I don't think it's going to keep on happening. He's aging now. He's still very athletic. He still blitzes guys. I think at some point, some of these fights are going to start to go under. And why not here, So, yeah, that's my prediction for the fight. Not a very confident one in the money lines. I lean Aldo. And I actually lean Aldo via KO.
Yeah, I don't think I'm more comfortable with the under than the Aldo money line in a parlay. I just think at 38 years old, you got a guy who, in him and Zahabi, I know early in his career, he took a break, right? Got knocked out against Ricardo Ramos. So he's been put out before. Vince Morales lost, like not a good look, but that was in 2019. He came back. I believe he wasn't really taking his career serious then, and we've seen a resurgence since. Momentum is definitely a thing in MMA, and when you're coming in 5 wins in your hometown, a lot of things going right for you. People said you couldn't do it. I mean, look at Amin Zahabi as an underdog, bro. Ricky Tercios plus 200 cash. Arichi Leng cashes as a dog. Javid Bashrat, huge underdog. You've been backing this guy as an underdog. You've been fucking profiting. But every fight is different at the end of the day, and Jose Aldo, 38 years old. Amin Zahabi only 37, but let's just talk about fight years. Like, he had to break Amin Zahabi, and he's only fought. He has 5 fights in that span, and he's won all 5 of them. The guy's on a 5-fight win streak. He does extremely well. I think people underrate the guy, but might now be the time where people are starting to overrate him a little bit, and that is what I worry about. Like, the level of competition has to be stated here. There's no even comparison, a lot of these guys that Zahabi's beating is Aldo would kill him, and I don't think Aldo would ever lose to Vince Morales at any point in his career. So, yeah, it's a really interesting fight. The wear and tear of Aldo is what I worry about him at chalk, but under, I think, could be very sneaky.
Yeah. And let's not forget, because you mentioned it, which is very important. I didn't mention it because I was going to bet Zahabi, and I know Zahabi's a popular underdog, and I know the line has moved towards Zahabi, and I've spoke to people who have caused the line move. So I wanted to kind of give the other side. But something that I didn't speak about is that the intangibles here are massively on the side of Zahabi, right? And I think that's the only reason you make a Zahabi bet. I don't think you make a Zahabi bet because of stylistics. I think you make look, stylistics to some point, right? But for the most part, it's the intangibles. It's the age for Aldo, and not so much the age, but also the fight years, the wear and tear, the wars that he's been in. Zahabi doesn't really get in wars. The Ricardo, earlier in his career, the Ramos one and Vince Morales, the Ramos one specifically, like, there was kind of a war, like they landed a lot of shots. Zahabi was pressuring him heavily up until the KO. Like, if you remember the KO, he got spinning back elbowed, but it was twice. So he got spinning back elbowed once. And then Ricardo Ramos respun and knocked him out with the second one. Because Zahabi was just like pressuring him face first, like just landing loads of shots. Like, Jesus Christ, he needs to slow down. And I think you've seen that after, since he's come back and the Morales defeat and stuff. Like you said, resurgence, but he's fighting a lot smarter now. Technical, because he does have that technical game where he can set traps on the feet and land shots and stay defense where he's not getting hit. So, yeah, stylistically he's improved. But intangibly, he hasn't been nowhere near in the wars. He hasn't took the damage. He isn't as old. He definitely isn't as old in fight years. He's on the winning streak. Aldo's got a couple of wins recently, but Mario Batista was a loss. And that's that. And also, they're in Canada, which is Zahabi's hometown. Aldo's gone out there and started boxing, and he's coming back. Like, he's opening restaurants. Yeah. He's got a lot of stuff. Yeah, so he's got a lot of stuff going on, man. So it's like there's a lot of intangibles on the Zahabi side here.
His coach, too. I love his coach, his brother. Yeah. Normally, I don't like your brother being your coach, but when your brother's fucking Firas Zahabi, I know that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to win, but obviously he probably told him, bro, take a break from fighting, come train, get your shit together, and let's take this shit seriously. And he's done it since. And if you look at guys who've gone to TriStar as of recently, all those New England Cartel guys, they fucking packed their shit up and went up to Canada. Who'd they go train with? Firas Zahabi. Guy's a mastermind in MMA. There's a reason he coached world champions before. He's coached the greatest fighters of all time. He's a jiu-jitsu fucking ace. I'm not saying this is going to hit the ground, but the guy's just a smart mind in general. To have that guy in your corner astronomically is going to help you. So coming in with a game plan is going to be, I think he's going to be able to come in here with a game plan. And I think working with those guys like Font, like Cater, all these guys, getting those training partners in there is only going to help him. So, yeah, I like Zahabi here personally. And I think he could even, if it's not a level check, it could be a close fight, man.
Yeah.
Zach, I don't hate that. Ends KO.
The game plan would obviously be to grapple him and put him up against the cage, because Aldo gasses out badly from grappling, as we've seen in the Peter Yan and the Max Holloway fights. Even back in the day, he gets stuck on his back, and he is not good from there. He does not like it from his back. And Max Holloway is no type of striker that's going to grapple you and get on top of you, but he did after he hurt Aldo, and Aldo's not very good from the ground. So, you know, we never know how Zahabi's going to look if he gets on top. But one thing I will say is that I said it before, I don't think Zahabi, do you think Zahabi has it in him to just like grapple Aldo up against the cage? Because even in those fights that happen, like Mario fight, that was a close fight anyway, even though, and I think he's way more physical and strong and athletic than someone like Zahabi. So what is the game plan for Zahabi? Like, you're saying he's going to come in with a good game plan. What would it be though? Like, because I don't think he'll be able to grapple him. He might do though.
I don't know. We haven't seen it, you know. And Aldo's historically super hard to take down. So
yeah, it would have to be a clinch against the cage, like I said. But I feel Aldo's a bit too athletic for that. But yeah, I like the under. What's the ends KO? Is it a lot better than the under?
Yeah, Zach, he just donated and said it was the ends KO's plus 360. I don't hate it. It's not that much better, but I don't hate it.
What's the under 2.5?
300 range. Fight doesn't go 275.
I mean, I don't know if Aldo's ever gone for a sub in his career. Maybe against Vera.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Zahabi has tried to grapple before. He's not very good at it, but I think if anyone's getting a sub, it's probably Aldo. Probably Zahabi.
I was gonna say, bro, he trains with Farasa every day.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
He went for a. Do you guys remember in like round 2 of the Javid fight? He either went for a guillotine or a das. I can't remember what it was. It was some front choke because Javid was trying to take him down, but he couldn't, and he threatened with like a das. So I guess that could happen. But
what's Zahabi sub?
Aldo's not shooting takedown. Zahabi sub. Here we go. Now we're getting into it.
25. I mean, dude, what's it on FanDuel?
25. Wait, 28.
28, dude. I mean, dude, he's got to know a fucking rear naked choke, my guy. Hey, come on. I'm just joking, bro.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you can't really be wrong at 2,800 if he tries one.
yeah. That's
true. I don't hate ends. I don't hate the under though. Do you want to write down under at like plus 300?
Yeah,
I'm not going to parlay anything in this fight.
I won't parlay, but let's write it down just so we have it in our mind for when we do the money lines and stuff, and just for the people.
Yeah, not everything has to go. I just like write down good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, plus 300 is great.
That's a big line, plus 300. I don't think it's accurate, man. But yeah, we can
100 though on the sub.
I don't know about that one, bro. You can bet that one for us. So yeah, co-main event: Manon Fiorot versus Valentina Shevchenko. There's been a lot of money towards Valentina all week. Last week, just before the week started, big move for Fiorot. She went from -120 to -160. But throughout the entire week, Valentina's just been getting hit more and more closer to the fight. Every day, Valentina drops down by 10 cents. And now the line's back up to like where it was a week ago, which is -120 for Manon Fiorot, I believe it is right now. So, yeah, I can kind of see why. I've been wanting to play Manon Fiorot in this spot for a while. I've been wanting to fade Valentina for a while. I had hoped she was going to fight Erin Blanchfield. So I really thought that Erin would find her way to the back or some type of guillotine or something. And I really don't trust Valentina in the jiu-jitsu. But obviously that didn't happen. The Grasso trilogies happened, and then Erin ended up getting Manon. So, yeah, I always wanted to play Fiorot in this fight, but I don't know now because on the feet, I feel like Fiorot's going to throw a lot more volume, so she could potentially win that way. But I also think Valentina has maybe a little bit more of a deeper skill set on the feet. But I think her reflexes are probably lacking. I don't think her reflexes are where they were maybe a couple of years ago. She's getting hit a little bit more clean. Something that I don't really think people will be thinking in this fight that could happen is that Manon Fiorot could take down Valentina. I think that Valentina doesn't have much off her back. I think that if you get on top of her, she looks, I want to say, awful. And she's pretty strong. She's very athletic, very physical. So usually girls are not trying to take her down. But when girls have tried, they have done it. Tyler Santos, Jennifer Maia, Alexa Grasso obviously famously got on her back. And all of those girls kind of smoked her on the ground at points. You know, she was put in some bad positions against Tyler Santos. Jennifer Maia got like 4 minutes of control, 3 minutes of control. I don't know exactly what it was. The entire round, Jennifer Maia stayed on top of her. And then obviously Grasso ended up finishing her on the ground. So if Valentina's on top, yes, she's doing damage. She's very strong, very good on top, but she doesn't have much of a guard, man. She's got no shrimp. She doesn't have good leg dexterity. On the ground, she's not really throwing up triangles and arm bars the way I want to see it. She's pretty rigid on the ground. She's not flowy like a taekwondo. She's like a stiff Muay Thai striker. So, and that's in the grappling. So, man, if Fiorot takes her down a couple of times, what happens then? You know, I really feel like we could see that. And she may be physical enough to reverse Valentina's takedown attempts. You know, Valentina most likely will go for takedown attempts in this fight because I think that the physicality on the feet, the range on the feet, and also the volume on the feet, and also Valentina winning her last fight via grappling, I think that will make her want to grapple, right? All of those 4 things in a pool will make her want to grapple. So if she goes to grapple, who's to say Fiorot can't reverse and take her down? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one, boys. I just wanted to put that out there because I feel like this week's going to be like, yeah, Valentina's needs the grappler and Fiorot's going to stay on her feet. I don't know if that's necessarily true. You know, we saw Manon Fiorot take down Erin Blanchfield in her last fight, and I think we could see Manon Fiorot take down the grappler in this fight too. So, yeah, that's something I wanted to add. I just feel like it's going to be a close fight. I think both girls have advantages over the other. Yeah, I'm going to go with Fiorot, boys. I'm going to go with Fiorot. And I love speaking out loud, man, because it really helps me with my process on certain fights. So, yeah, I think I've come to the conclusion to say that Manon Fiorot is going to win the fight. I think volume is going to be too much for Valentina on the feet. I think Valentina can have moments on the feet. I think she can win minutes on the feet. I think she is very good on the feet. But I have seen her rocked a few more times than I would have liked recently. I have seen her reflexes diminish a little bit. I don't know if she's going to be able to grapple for 5 rounds. I think Fiorot could take her down. And I think Fiorot might be better at getting back to her feet than Valentina is. So that could be the difference. And the volume as well going to be on her side as well. So the experience advantage is going to level things out to a degree. You know, Valentina has been 5 rounds so many times. But like JB said earlier, fighting someone 3 times in a row can really mess up your game plan. And Fiorot and Grasso are different fighters. So I don't think she can just grapple her like she could against someone like Grasso, who doesn't have good takedown defense. So, yeah, Manon Fiorot is going to be the pick for me. Interested to hear your thoughts, JB.
I love that you said that, man. I think that's exactly how. I think at some point in this fight, Valentina is going to go for a body lock, and she's going to hit her with the exact trip that she hit Erin Blanchfield with. She's going to take her to the wizard side. She's going to put her on her back, and she might even wind up in full mount. Because I don't like Valentina off her back. She winds up on top, like you said. It's a different story. We don't know what's going to happen. Like we wanted to see it against Blanchfield, but she just stuffed everything. And it's the physicality. I don't think Valentina's going to have an easy time getting her on the ground here. Takedown defense, the way she just stuffs the head. She bullied Blanchfield, obviously. You know, we don't know the level of Blanchfield's wrestling. Valentina might have a little bit better timing, mixing her strikes with her takedowns, but she's getting older, man, and just don't like what I'm seeing out of her. That last fight was really weird. Obviously, she came back with a better performance, but you know, I've seen her check out before. Like, I've seen her have bad moments. When you're getting taken down by Jennifer Maia, who's to say Manon, you know, can't counter grapple you and maybe just land the harder shots on the feet. I do think Valentina has weapons where she could be successful with. Another, you know, she's got the kicks at range. Manon can throw back at her, but it's going to be an interesting fight. I think it plays out primarily on the feet, but I like your point there with that, man, because it's something I saw on film as well, and that was really interesting. I think Blanchfield is a good grappler, and it was probably just a moment for her where she fought some real adversity versus Manon, and Manon showed that she's here, you know, to play. And I just think we're seeing Manon maybe at her prime here, and Valentina, I think she's just leveling down here. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Manon Fiorot reverses the body lock into a takedown, full mount into rear naked choke for Fiorot submission.
And sub, I don't hate. It's a pretty big number for a women's fight, you know, where I think grappling will be involved. Because Valentina, we don't know. Like, she's got some slick ground game, right? If she gets on top here, well, who's to say, you know, and puts Manon flat on her back? I don't know. You know, I haven't seen much out of Manon from that position, so it's interesting to see.
Yeah, we don't really know how her grappling is, you know, at this point in time either. Like, it's definitely got better, but yeah, I don't know, man. If she gets put on her back, that's why I'm struggling to bet Manon. I do kind of want to bet Manon though, especially speaking about it early. She's very physical as well, man. Like, I could see her making it dirty for Valentina in the clinch. You know, like, she's good with those knees in the clinch. She's pretty good with those elbows.
I think personally it's a pass, but I understand you. Like, for me, it's Fiorot or pass, and maybe I could wait to get a better line, but minus 120 ain't terrible, right? Like, you don't want to wait too long.
Yeah,
if you think she's a side.
Yeah, I think she might be able to get finished, bro, over Valentina. Just speaking about it out loud now, and we speak about potentially reversing, and we speak about you know, Manon maybe getting in top position. I mean, when you said you think that she could even get into full mount here, instantly I started thinking like, damn, bro, she finished from full mount before. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a very quick fight, I think. But I watched the highlights only, and yeah, she ground and pounded finish on the regional scene against some chick. I don't know who it was, but she was aggressive on top. She seemed to have a strong base. The chick couldn't buck her off. And I don't think Valentina's, like I said, when she's on her back, bro, I don't think she has much, man.
She's slow. I think she moves slow, bro.
Yeah. Like, so slow that you could even, like, it's so easy to take her back. You know, she'll give up her back, but really slowly, like, she's like, I'm going to give up my back now, so get ready to put the hooks in because you want to take, you know what I mean? It's like, there's no fast movement. So, yeah, man, I don't know. Do I worry about Manon's cardio in the championship rounds? I don't really think the fight's going to be fought at a pace in women's MMA that I have to worry too much about the cardio. Like, it's kind of rare these women gas out in 5 rounds. It's really mainly happens to the men. Women don't really have bad gas for the most part. Like, I don't know why. I guess they're just much lighter. You know, that's why you see the lighter weight classes, they don't have bad gas. It's never really a cardio issue. Like, just thinking about that now, like, when we break down women's fights, it's basic, unless it's like Na Liang. It's like we almost never say this girl has a cardio advantage, like, or if you have elite cardio and crazy pace and pressure, like Jasmine or Erin Blanchfield. Like, women's MMA, their cardio advantage don't really exist, bro. Like, it doesn't really happen. So I don't think Valentina has like so much better cardio, to be honest. Manon looked decent in the 5 round against Erin. And Erin, if you're going to gas out, Erin's someone who's going to make you gas out. Valentina is not going to make you gas out with her Muay Thai one strike every few minutes. Like, yeah, I'm not worried about it at all, to be honest. Exactly, that's another one. How is Fiorot on the ground? I don't know, man. We've not really seen it.
Dude, I mean, if he gets on top, that's what we're saying. Like, it's the difference.
Bro, what's Manon ITD? because you would think she would go for ground and pound. I don't even know if she has it in her.
Punch the shit out of her, bro. It's not gonna.
I don't know if she has it in her.
450 range.
Do you think that's good or not? Pretty solid.
I think there's slight value on it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like you could definitely argue it's 20%.
That's where I got it. Just because of age and
yeah, like I don't know.
Trajectory.
Shevchenko relies on like physicality a lot, and it's kind of similar to like Natalia Silva. Like Fiorot is like the new age, real good athlete, could probably play other sports professionally. It's just super physical, quick, big too. And I don't know. I feel like Fiorot is not a good matchup for Shevchenko.
I think I'm going to play Fiorot, guys. I think that her volume's going to be too. Exactly, because of the steam is like forcing me as well, man. And I didn't play her because I was waiting because I thought money might come in, and I was correct. So, was she minus 120 best price now?
Yeah, she was minus 160, 170 the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what does Valentina Wynn look like? She either outskills her on the feet, which I just don't see at this point in their career. I think at best it's going to be very 50-50. I feel like she probably needs to grapple. Is that the Erin fight?
Yep, puts her right on her back, bro. If that's fucking Valentina, she ain't getting up. Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, exactly, because Erin's straight to her shoulder and a butt, her hip right then, right? She instantly goes to her shoulder and her hip, tries to create a scramble. Valentina's too slow to go to her hip. You know, when she's going to be on the ground, like, oh no, I'm on the ground. Now I need to go to my hip. Let me go. But like, when she turns to go, like, she's already being elbowed in the face by the physical freak. So, and this chick looks like she's on steroids. Zar, can you bring up the face off? Let's see how big this bitch is.
Yeah, I want to see that actually.
Yeah, because they did the face off like yesterday or some shit, right? Or today. So yeah, let's see who's the
she's big, bro. Like big and physical is what Shevchenko struggles with.
It's true, bro. Very true.
The bone density.
Yeah, they do it. Yeah,
and she can match her on the feet as well. You know, it's not like Tyler Santos where she needs to grapple.
No, yeah.
You got a video? Have you got a video?
Yeah. Let me see.
There should be a bunch, man. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
You want me to DM you the link?
Sure.
Yeah. I think a good point.
Like Shevchenko, like not even relying on the striking. Like she's like relying on physicality, grappling. Like towards the end of her career, and it's like this is like this big, strongest girl that you're gonna fight. She can strike for 5 rounds. Like it's gonna be tough. I think Shevchenko win is very slim margins.
I agree, unless Fiorot's just a complete fish on her back, and Valentina gets easy.
Yeah, that's that'd be my angle. It's like, well, what if she gets her down? What if she gets her in bad positions? Like we really haven't seen it, but it's tough to get her there. That's the problem.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I'm looking at the video. She looks taller, but I can't see what shoes she got on. Glimbot's saying that as well, so we might as well leave it. But yeah, man.
Yeah, but we're so deep in the pod, bro. It's way different.
Copyright.
When you're doing it like 20 when you're doing
at the start, they're so sensitive, bro.
And dude, it's like a blurred like they're not gonna. If it does it again, I won't do it again. But I think we're good, brother.
Yeah, but anyway, man, we've done this fight to death. I think we can write down the money line. I honestly was thinking of playing. So this is why I was thinking of getting greedy. And when she went to minus 140, I'm like, okay, if I play Manon, maybe I'll play decision line. But they're giving me shit for the decision line. And speaking about it out loud, I think ITD is possible, man. I think the Mount ITD is fucking possible. So, yeah.
Be a sick call, bro. I love it.
Crazy.
Do you want to write that down?
It's not that crazy, though. Like, it's just...
it's because she just doesn't...
What do you... Yeah, what percent of her win like equity do you think is a finish? That's what I'm like struggling with. Like, is it more than 30%?
No, but I don't.
Not, like,
No,
I feel
probably
like
not. No, probably not. But like,
that's what I feel like.
Bro, I think we gotta remember, like, and you mentioned it earlier. These girls fought each other 3 times in a row, bro. This is a completely different fight now. Hey, that's gotta fuck you up, bro. And she's so much older now. You did the Ultimate Fighter. You did all these things.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's gonna be a point where she gets fucking hurt, and this girl's fucking hurt her.
I feel sorry.
Yeah, she got hurt.
I feel
by
like
Grasso.
to play that ITD. Sorry,
bro. You keep cutting off. That's why I'm interrupting. I don't mean it.
No, I think I'm lagging. Just be quiet.
Nah, you're good, bro. Go for it.
Am I clear now? My bad.
Yeah, you're good.
I just feel like to play that third of her finish or a third of her win equity is a finish to like get to 20%, which is I feel like that pushing it a little bit. I could see 30% maybe, but
nah, fuck it, bro. Fuck that. Fuck all the value, bro. I'm gonna play her, bro. She's gonna get into mount and she's gonna smash that bitch.
Dang.
I don't care what percent. It's 100% because it's gonna happen. So it should be.
Dang.
I don't know what 100% implied line is, but whatever that is, it should be. So that's it. I'm gonna play it, bro. But maybe not in a parlay. So, bro, Zaz, like, I don't know what happened. The sun went down, and now Zaz just like lagging like a motherfucker. He's gone over his internet bill on his phone. He didn't pay the bill, bro. Don't worry, man. That Shevchenko pack gonna be able to give you that. I
love it.
He's gone.
He'll come back.
You know when you have like 10 gigabytes a month, but when you go over, it goes to like slow data. I don't know if you have that in America. You get unlimited data, but like after 10 gigs is slow or something.
Yeah, it downgrades. Oh man, that's fucking hilarious, bro.
People calling him Zach and everything, bro. That's mad.
Zaw.
His name's Jamie.
Zaw. That's how you say it.
So I guess we'll write down in our mind Zara is back again.
Advice?
Yeah. Fiorot hasn't hurt anyone in years. Didn't she hurt Blanchfield, bro? She was fucking popping her on the feet.
Did you want me to write down?
No, she does hurt chicks, bro. Like, but it's not crazy hurt, you know, but
I get it.
But it's like, this is, I'm thinking that she might hurt her on the ground, you know, so it's different.
Yeah.
So Furrow money line, and then I don't have anything for a parlay.
Jewish better.
Did you want ITD on there?
Nah, bro, not for a parlay. Let's move on to the main event, boys. Main event: Jack Della Maddalena taking on Belal Muhammad. Great fight. I think JDM has a good chance to knock out Belal Muhammad. You know, JDM is live to win a knockout in round 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And I don't think Belal can finish JDM in 5 rounds out of 5. I think Belal, if he finishes JDM, he probably has to do it from a attritional, volume-based, takedown, grinding pace, where JDM has been finished on the ground twice before. The only 2 losses of his entire career, he got finished in those losses in his first fight and his second fight. 1 via submission and 1 via TKO, both on the ground. So the path could potentially be there, but you're talking about this motherfucker has changed, and he's a lot better now. So, yeah, I feel like JDM's way more dangerous here. I think if Belal comes out and boxes like he said he was going to, he's going to look like an idiot, and he's going to, get teed off on. Jack Della Maddalena is way more durable on the feet. This guy I've seen get cracked with massive punches on the feet, and he just walks through them like it is nothing. I don't know if people understand the durability of Jack Della Maddalena on the feet, boys. Like, this guy has a crazy chin.
You don't get that nose just, for no reason. They don't give you that.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where, like, that nose, you should be knocked out from a shot like that. But you can hit JDM so hard that his nose moves across his face, but he still doesn't get knocked out. Like, that's how I think his chin's fucking elite. But
bro
anyway,
looks like a fiend I served back in the day, bro.
yeah, the bro has a crazy chin, and he's fighting someone who has no power. So like, I ain't really worried about Belal Muhammad on the feet in this one. And I'm saying it so confidently, like, surely JDM has to get knocked out with punches here. But yeah, I think JDM is very dangerous in this fight. And I don't know what more to say. Like, I mean, I've been going for long, so I kind of just want to wrap things up now. But like, Belal Muhammad, yeah, he's got a chance to take him down. He probably will take him down. I'm almost 100% certain that he is going to take him down multiple times. But I don't think Belal has great control. And, you know, we see that because people get back up on Belal multiple times. And JDM, I think Belal has much worse control than someone like Gilbert Burns. And, you know, Gilbert Burns had to, you know, he got reversed by JDM a couple of times. And yeah, I think JDM's going to be able to get back to his feet and land a couple of killer blows here. JDM can match Belal's cardio here, which is going to be very, very important. I think that even with the scrambling and the grappling, I think that he can match his cardio. And this is what you have to do to beat these grinding grapplers from Dagestan and Belal Muhammad. You got to be able to match their cardio, keep scrambling, and never stop moving. And I think that's what JDM can do. And he's the way better striker. So yeah, I'll take JDM in this one. JB, what do you think, bro?
Yeah, I just don't see how you get anything over like minus 130 for Belal. Like, just I don't know. You know, I understand people think he's going to have grappling upside here, but he's a guy I would want to back as like an underdog, right? You know, people were doubting this guy. You know, look at his record as an underdog, and now he's a big favorite here. The market's kind of flip flopped on Belal Muhammad, if we really are being truthful. And he's got a guy here where I just don't know how consistently he will get takedowns. You know, I think Jack will be able to get back up. I think the later the fight goes and the more damage Jack is able to do, I can see those takedown attempts becoming sloppier. I think, you know, when you talk about champions to win the belt over the age of 35, it's rare and a hell of a feat for Belal Muhammad. But just how long can you sustain a run at 36 years old now versus a guy who's 28 and is only improving? You know, the guy's been in the UFC now, what? You know, look at the run they made Belal to get to the title, right? And now he's finally got it. It's going to be hard to stay there. You know, they say once you're the champion, everybody's coming for you. You don't got to worry about just your path to the title. You got to worry about everybody coming for you now, and it's a different game. And not to say that Belal isn't ready, but at 36 years old, how many? You know, and we got Jack here, where I think, you know, when we talk about takedown defense, I think Leon's takedown defense maybe was a bit overrated at this point in his career because of the Usman fights and the Colby fights. But we've seen, you know, I just think Jack has a better style to deal with Belal. I think that the boxing, you know, is different. Like, when was the last time Belal fought a guy with good boxing? He's fighting guys that are kickboxing point fighters like Wonderboy Thompson, Leon Edwards, guys that are, you know, low volume counter on the outside. Whereas Jack is a pressure boxer, kind of like Jeff Neal, who knocked him out, I believe. Or no, didn't knock him out, went to decision, but he dropped him multiple times. I could see that happening here, where Jack's just dropping him and Belal is shooting for takedowns. And like you mentioned, that Belal just is. I know I'm rambling, but Belal isn't dangerous at all, in my opinion. He's not a submission threat on the mat. Even in a dominant performance versus Leon Edwards, look at the end of the fight. Leon just landed one big damaging elbow, and he did more damage to Belal in a dominant performance for Belal in 25 minutes. You know, maybe you say the slam on the head, but that elbow cut Belal open. You know, you can damage this guy. And like I said, I just think Jack's distance management is really good. He's right out of the way. I think that will help on his timing, defending takedowns. He can land uppercuts to prevent, you know, Belal from wanting to just take some of those entries. I think the body shots will help him as well. I think, you know, when we look at the Gilbert fight, you could say he got taken down 7 times, but he had a broken arm in that fight. We know that to be true. So how well can you defend with a broken arm? And he still came back. I just think that, you know, like I said, I just think the improvements that Jack's making, people bring up the Basil Hafez fight. That's a big point of contention, right? But remember, Jack had 2 weight cuts back to back. And I think he was really trying to get Basil out of there think Basso ate some crazy shots there too that I don't know if Belal will eat. And like I said, just the 2 short weight cuts back to back. The guy's on an 8-fight win streak, hasn't lost in the UFC one fucking time. I could play devil's advocate and give you the Belal take, but I just think Jack Della is gonna fuck him up.
Yeah, let's go, man. Zah, you got your data again. Tell me what's going on with Jack Della fight. What do you reckon?
Really sorry about that. Yeah, I just think finishing upside, Jack 5 rounders. The early prices were insane. It's closer to 50-50. Obviously, Belal, get takedowns going. He will get takedowns. I just think Jack Della has shown everything I need to see. He shows urgency to get up, hard to control, and he's dangerous with the hands. And he comes at you like he's not Leon. He's not going to be, scared. Leon isn't super dangerous with the hands. Like, he can land that perfect shot to hurt you. Like, Jack is going to touch you up, throw volume. He's going to get taken down. He's going to get back up. Like, I like Jack here. I think Jack wins probably knockout. Could be a decision. I saw the decision lines were pretty crazy, but I think Jack Della by like later rounds KO. I think that's what I'm asking for my birthday. So that'd be sick.
Yeah, I could see that, man. I could see a decision or a KO. I lean more to the KO side. And yeah, like you said, bro, Belal hasn't really fought anyone that's going to put the pace and pressure on him before. And you need to match the pace and pressure of Belal. You can't just stay on the outside because he's going to grapple you. He's pretty good on the feet from range with his kicks, and then he's going to take you down. So yeah, we all like Jack here. There's something I was going to say about Jack, which I forgot. But yeah, I don't know what I was going to say, but fuck it. Let's roll with Jack. The money lines come down heavily, but I still like him.
Hafez almost submitted JDM in the first. Oh.
I can't put that $2 on JD sub. No, but thanks for the $1.99. Basically, I can't do that because basically I need to set up my payment so YouTube pays me, and I haven't done it. So yeah.
Sheesh, let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I know those mushroom things, bro.
We all like Jack.
Yeah, bro. Jack money line. Jack inside the distance. Jack
what else
KO.
would
Do we have like a free
KO is
plus 270.
What'd you say? Sorry.
Do we have like a 3-4-5? Does that exist?
There is combo 3-4-5, yeah, but it won't show up on here.
I'll look at it.
Yeah, get that one because I kind of like that one. I think 5 rounds is better for Jack than 3 rounds, and I think people would disagree with that. But I personally think
100%. 100%.
More chance to land the shot, right?
Dude, look at, like I said, with the Leon fight, bro. He fucking damaged round 5 after getting dominated.
Yeah. And look at Gilbert Burns. He did it late in round
3. He's always in the fight, bro.
I definitely like 5 rounds. Finishing upside with a guy with good cardio is just like more rounds to land that shot.
Yeah, man. Let's make the parlays, boys. Or write down JDM ITD, and let's get it done.
Yeah, I'll get you the 3-4-5 combo too. But yeah, you got to join the if you want the best lines, right? You got to join the service, right? Because we got JDM at what would you get him at, Luker? I got him at plus 195.
Yeah, I got 192. I tipped 190. I was marking.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Big difference.
I took I took 210 in February, bro. I love this.
Look at this guy, bro. Look at this guy. February, bro. Fucking hell. Get a load of this guy.
Bro, it's because I don't got them giant units like you, James. I can get my half unit in, months out.
That's a great line, man. Wow. 210 is so epic. Beautiful. I don't even know if it went above that. Maybe.
I think it did for a sec. It was at 220. I was like, dude, am I crazy? Do you want to write down that 3-4-5? Did you ever find that?
I was looking for it. It's plus 750.
Plus 750. Yeah, that's beautiful. All right. So let's go, boys. So we got the Parlay Lou, Parlay Jew. How do we do it? You know what we
You want
should
to do
do?
a money line parlay also? I think you were
We
saying.
We should do the exact same as we did at the last Canada card, you know?
Yeah, just do like 7 parlays.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's just start with parlay Lou, Drew, and Purdue for now.
Yeah, okay. So parlay Lou first, right?
Sure, bro.
All right.
Do you think? You're on fire lately.
Jeez. All right.
I mean,
dude,
we both almost hit last week. I almost hit a 200-1. So
that was insane, bro. Like that was so live. Like I would say Mason Jones is probably like the easiest leg out of them all, bro.
That's what I thought. Except Quang, but yeah.
Well, from the props.
And then you picked Quang sub with Misha T. Imagine we mixed all our shit together.
Quang sub. No, this is the mad one. Quang sub and Peterson sub.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dead to bro. I put $100. I think it's 18 grand.
Wow.
I got the slip in the bin.
Yeah,
bro.
he needs to come train with JB. I'll teach him how to finish a fucking arm triangle.
It was right there, bro. Like that guy's dead to me, bro. If you can't finish it from that position, arm up, everything, like you need to just like.
We needed to pair it with Jillian.
As a 250-pound man, you can't finish an arm triangle. That's literally that's the fat man submission, bro. The Kimura and the arm triangle. You can't get no more fat man than that. Like what? Every fat man knows how to finish.
Mother's milk.
Yeah, true.
Nates wasn't fighting it either. He was just chilling.
That's the obese man submission. That's not even the fat man.
He's trying to mother milk arm triangle him with his shoulder.
All right. Let's go. Let's cook these parlays, boys. All right. All right. Fuck. What we got? Can you zoom in a bit? Let me see. Who's Lee? I forgot. Oh yeah, the Korean.
Yeah,
I can scroll for you, but we have a long list.
Oh, yeah,
good,
just
I like it.
Scroll down, like down and up. Okay, I think I'm gonna take. We need to get the 2 threes popping as well, though. All right, I'll take Lee money line, and I'll take MAB money line.
Remember, we're gonna.
What was that one? Sorry.
Play.
Yeah, I know.
We can double up though. Don't matter.
What was the second leg?
MAB money line.
Okay. Not bad. It's cutting out.
You should just cook the money line parlay right now. Just playing.
And then Radtke ITD.
Ooh, I love it.
But maybe I should remove MAB. I might have to. I got a weird feeling about MAB, man. I don't know. Fuck it.
Trust your gut. Nah, you gotta trust your gut, bro.
My gut is saying no MAB, to be honest.
All right, bro. Take them out. You gotta trust your gut.
Sometimes my gut is talking shit, though. I need to trust my head.
Okay. Trust your head.
Let me see. Minus 125. Keep it like that, bro. Keep it like that. That's plus 687.
Yeah, we'll just leave them out of the money line parlay.
You want MAB in there?
No, plus 687 that parlay.
Oh.
With just Lee and Radtke? Nice.
Yeah, no MAB.
Nice. No MAB.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll calculate it for you.
My guy.
All right, thank you.
Do it right now.
What was it, sir? 530?
Plus 680.
Yeah, I'm going through it, bro. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just busting.
680?
687.
Look at this guy. He's so nice, bro. I'm sorry, dude. It's your birthday, bro. Come on.
687.
Good.
Wait, man.
Yeah. Let's go.
Bro, yeah, that's it.
All right, I got you. I got you. I'm gonna go. Can we double on the money?
Wait, minus 125 plus 250 is 687?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Is this calculator wrong? Am I tripping?
Why did you do it? Oh, you did it.
It's fucking tweaking on.
Oh no!
Yeah,
You're right. I did plus 125. I did plus 125. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, I thought I was tripping. Is it 5? Okay.
Yeah, 530. I'm not used to this.
Okay.
But don't worry, I got it.
530 is still juicy, bro. That's still juicy.
That's nice.
Still juicy.
Good call, though. Good call.
That's perfect. All right. You're
One
up.
hit before the Jew parlay. One nice
long.
hit.
I'll take Natalia Silva minus 250. Wait. No. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Natalia Silva minus 250.
What about decision? Cheaper. She ain't gonna finish her, bro. No,
Okay, I'll go with Silva. All right. I'll go with Silva decision.
She ain't finishing Grasso, bro.
All right, I'm gonna trust you. If it happens, I can just blame you.
Exactly. Win-win.
And I'll go.
No risk.
I'll go with Jasmine money line. Actually, no, I'll leave her out. I'll go with Can you scroll up? I just it's hard to see.
Yep.
It's freaking out on me. It's actually really messing with my eyes right now, bro. It's tripping me out, bro.
Not bad.
All right, I'll go with Jasmine money line, and that's gonna be my parlay. Or should I do the two? We'll do some crazy parlays after. I'll go with her money line. I'm confident in it.
Okay.
That's my parlay. That's kind of easy. That feels easy. That feels easy to me.
Plus 110, bro.
No, it's not.
What do you mean? Of course it is. Plus 110.
Yeah, it is. It's
But it's gonna hit.
Yeah, okay, we'll do safety parlay.
No. I'll go with one more. You're right. I can't give that.
Safety?
I'll go with
That's a straight parlay, no?
Yeah, but I need a little better than that. Scroll up.
Put a big favorite.
Yeah, I was gonna say scroll all the way up. What do you think about this? Bezcat goes the distance.
Yeah, that's pretty all right, isn't it?
Yeah,
I like that.
I'll take it.
So minus 285 is
GTD.
Yeah,
GTD.
plus 184 are.
Thank you.
All right. Then what we got? Lou
All
and
right.
Jew. Lou and Jew.
Lou Jew?
No, Purdue.
Nah, it's not Lou.
You want me to go first? All right.
Yeah,
Purdue.
All right. I'll take this. I will take. You took Lee, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Radtke
ITD kind of stuff.
No. I know. I wanted to put Radtke ITD, but he has that one.
Who has that?
I can't put my boy Cutelaba in a parlay.
James didn't play Radtke. Oh, he did. He did play Radtke ID. I'm so cooked.
Yeah, bro.
I'm so cooked. I'm so sorry. That means I'm just.
Let's go. I might go Fiorot, bro. I'm gonna go this, and I'm gonna go. Should I go crazy, bro?
Yeah.
It's your parlay, G.
Actually, I'm gonna just go straight this. This is it.
Okay.
Or I'll go money line. And I'll throw in Fiorot back in there. I'll go. All right, so minus 325, plus 150, minus 120.
Better hope the Bezcat fight goes the distance, bro.
But JDM and Fiorot, we're gonna have them in the money line. That's huge. Wait, what? No. We're gonna do minus. That's plus 499.
It shouldn't be that crazy.
Plus 499. Okay.
Is that right?
And then, Then should we do Lou 2, Jew 2, and then Lou, Jew, and Purdue? All right, this one is a Lou, Jew, and Purdue.
Wow.
This is all of us?
Yeah. Just take the one you like the most, man. All right, let me.
I'll start it off. I'll go with Jasmine KO 2-3, or I'll go with how do I play that?
2-3. Do 2-3.
Yeah, how can I play that though?
You have to play.
What's the odds on it?
Have you got the 2-3 odds?
No, they don't have that.
I don't. It doesn't show it on fight odds.
I don't know.
If you can find it, I'll throw it.
I don't know many books that have it even over here.
Yeah, but then they can just split it.
Yeah, I don't think it might. I don't think it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can't do the 2-3, you just make one with 2 and one with 3 and split your stake. But it's just easier if we make one rather than writing 2, especially for the graphics and stuff.
I don't think it's out yet because it's Thursday.
No, I will be out. I'll get the 2-3 for you. I'll just get the 2-3 from the book that I can use.
Okay, bet.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really matter. 2-3 is plus 400.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's about an average of them both.
Yeah. Okay, sweet.
Okay, and then Lou.
Can you scroll up?
Yep.
JDM ITD.
I like it, bro.
Shit, we should just fucking stick with that. Oh, this is Lou Drew Purdue. Jeez.
Yeah. Zah, you have to put in like a minus 1,000 so we don't lose.
That's it, all the pressure. And then that's the one that fucking...
Yeah, should I just... I think BSD... BSD?
Silva decision. Fucking
doesn't go to decision.
Lee KO.
Can I use Lee or no? I like Lee.
Yeah, if there's something also that's not there, you can still put it in. But yeah, whatever you want.
You could do the Lee KO. You could fucking get greasy. You get greasy.
Do you care if I just put Lee money, or do you want it to be plus money?
Nah, it doesn't matter.
I think that I'd hate to stack it more. Do you care if I use this?
No.
Use whatever you want.
No. You care if I use Radtke or nah?
What do you think is gonna hit, bro?
Nah, just whatever you like. A lot.
I like.
Yeah, I like it.
That's a crazy one, bro. All right, what's the odds? I'll do it, bro. Oh, you got it.
He's the GOAT. Jamie, pull that up. That should be his producer tag. Hey, Jamie, pull that up.
All right, and then I reckon we do Lu 2. Like TU, and then Ju 2.
Oh, damn. Could I go? Could I go first on Ju 2?
Yeah, go. Yeah, go on. Just do it.
All right. I'm gonna go MAB. Let's see. Let's see the props on him. I'll go round 2-3, I reckon.
Oh, you
do you have odds on it?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Thank you.
You kick it off with a MAB 2-3, you're going mad.
No, isn't that what we're
supposed to? Shit. I love it.
Plus 340. That's kind of shit.
Yeah, wait, that's kind of ass.
You know what? I'm going to go with MAB.
You want that?
No, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go MAB sub plus 1,400.
Holy shit. Respect.
Okay. And I'm going to play this too. I will post the bet slip. My second leg.
All right, what else?
Can you scroll up? Is going to be JDM.
I don't know what that is.
It's going to be JDM 345 KO plus 750.
345.
Holy shit.
Oh, just do 345 is the same price as KO.
Okay, well, I didn't have the price for that, so you got to tell me.
Yeah, I put the 753.5.
Oh, yeah, I pulled that up from FanDuel. That was KO, so I didn't.
No, 345 is the same as KO. I think
it's the same exact number. You sure?
I think so. Pretty sure.
If you pull it up, just pull it up so we can make sure.
I might do Belal 3 takedowns and JDM KO. That'd be crazy.
That's a bet. All right, if it's the same number, well then, guys, see if you could play the 3-4-5 just in case. Cover your outs.
All right, and then Lu 2. What we got there? Okay, can we scroll up?
What do you want, bro? Yep.
What we got? So we've used a lot of people now. We use Radtke. We use Jazz.
Yeah.
I might use Jazz again. I might have to use Jazz again. We've only used Jazz once, right? Okay, scroll up.
My guy Liam in the chat. What's up, bro?
Shout out Liam.
Yo.
on RDR last week. I know my guy. My bad. I didn't interrupt you.
No, great pick. I'll go with Jazz ITD. I know it's not there, but what is it? Maybe like plus 160, plus 180 or something.
Oh, let me find it. Sorry.
Yeah, all good. I think it's around there.
Yeah. Yeah, 175.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay.
And then we'll go. Oh, see, this is where it starts to get like. We'll go with Lee. No, we won't go with that one.
Gotta be able to double up sometimes, you know.
Maybe Lee doesn't go to decision. Fuck it. We'll give Daniel Santos some upside as well in that one. We'll have some exposure to some Daniel Santos ITD outside. Fuck it.
Yo, your mic's covered.
You said Lee doesn't go, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's way better.
We'll get some exposure
to
Daniel.
Got you. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right, and then.
Okay. What? Anything else?
How much is that now?
What about the Aldo under 2.5?
Not very nice parlay, to be honest. It's a little
bit crazy.
It's a bit ugly. Yeah.
347.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
All right, I got the plus.
I bet
1 million.
Yeah, JB went nuts, so I'll just keep it calm.
Dude, I almost hit a plus 200.
How many parlays is that now? Is it 6?
We got Lou, Ju, Produ. We got Lou, Ju, Produ all together, and then Lou 2, Ju 2.
Got a round robin.
That's 6.
All right, so then should we do a Produ 2 and then a money line parlay?
I think we should just go money line parlay.
I'll do it too.
Purdue 2. What is he gonna? We fucking took all the legs. Bro.
Yeah. I don't really.
What's the point?
Yeah. For skip, I don't need a second one.
Okay.
Yeah. Money line parlay, bro.
Money line. We've already used these motherfuckers anyway, but we have to use them again.
Yeah. Let's just make a money line parlay for the people that can't play the crazy props. Some books don't offer it. We don't know where they're at.
Okay, so JDM plus 150.
Yeah, you cook it up, bro. You cook it up.
I mean, we're all in agreement with these ones. Manon Fiorot minus 120. Natalia Silva. I don't know what line she is. Minus 240, I think.
Like minus 250.
Lee minus 125.
Lee?
Yeah. Are we putting Jasmine in?
Yeah, of course. Bro, if you want it, you pick, bro.
Jasmine minus 300, I think.
We add Radtke for the fucking marbles and call it a night.
I don't know whether I want to keep Lee in there, and I don't know whether I want to add Radtke, and I don't know whether I want to add MAB. What do you reckon? I'm thinking of removing Lee because we already have. How many times do we play Lee? Just once, right? Or twice?
We got 2 things with, I think, 1 time.
My bad.
No, can you scroll up? See how many times we played Lee?
You did in your first lay.
You didn't use him, no?
Me? No.
So we can keep him in, right?
I'm down.
The only other 2 is either Radtke. The only other 2 is either Radtke or MEB. So we could swap maybe Lee with one of those or not, or add both of them. Like, what do you got? Chat, what do we reckon?
I think we should add.
I say we just go Radtke and then call it.
That's what I was thinking. All right.
Isn't Radtke already in a good amount, bro?
Bro, but he literally just said
shit.
He just said what I was thinking, bro.
But, bro, like, Radtke might be in
I don't think
4 parlays, bro. 1, 2.
Yeah.
And that's
scroll
it.
down. No, scroll down.
That's it.
Okay, so he's in what? 2 or 3? 2, right?
2.
Okay, and no money line.
We haven't played a money one, no, just ITD.
Yeah, it was just ITD. We could do MAP too. Up to you.
What is the odds on this, bro? What
at the moment, it's plus 1415.
I like it.
What's Radtke now? Plus 140.
I mean, plus 14.
Yeah, plus 140.
If we have Radtke, it goes plus 3,538.
I thought you were gonna say plus 3,000.
Holy shit!
Nah, that would be too mad.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, we gotta call it.
You guys want to leave it like this or Radtke?
Add Radtke.
Radtke, fuck it.
Yeah, come on.
So that's plus 3,500.
The first real episode.
Oh shit! And bro, this episode is going for 3 hours 5 minutes. 3,538.
Oh, fuck, it's lagging. I can't hear. I'm pissed. I'm sorry.
3,538. Capping service. We're not cowards over here.
3,500.
We want the plus 140, not the minus 210. All right, that's it. We're done. 3 hours and 5 minutes. If you know, you know. The last parlay was 3,005, and this one's 3,500. Is cashing, boys. I don't want it to go to 3 hours and 6 minutes. So I'm gonna cut off now. 5 seconds to say goodbye, and that's it. We're crushing this week. I love you all. All right, we're out.
JDM KO.
Bang.